shit's about to get sloppy.
Did he make you take vodka? That was awful.
Good evening, Lawrence. This is the 11th annual Colorado Valley Kickball postseason tournament preview podcast, or unofficially known as Cougar After Dark. Woo! Over to my left here is forgot the intro songs. Is from the Free State Growlers. It is Seth the Czar Sanchez.
My intro song was going to be Jimmy Eat World the Middle because we are, as Free State Growlers, firmly stuck in the 13 seed, and we will forever be at 13. So, yeah,
Lucky
the middle.
13.
There, yeah, lucky, yeah.
To my left from the D-holes, it is Alex, Craig Sager, R.I.P., Haman.
Hello.
Did you just kill Alex?
Yes. My song was going to be Just by Run the Jewels, because Kill Your Masters.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Over to my far right, from the Red Lion, it is Benny the Jet Hutnick.
Yeah!
And the song was going to be...
Lap dance by...
No, it's not. It was Joan Jett and the Black Hearts saying Bad Reputation. No, it wasn't. Shut up.
Either way, both work.
And making his Cougar After Dark debut from the Posh Wash, it is Sean, Bill Wolton, Meredith.
So my intro song was going to be Voodoo Child because that was heel Hulk Hogan. Because tonight I'm going full heel mode, rocking 2 watches. That way I know what time it is on the East Coast where things really matter. Let's get this shit started, Cougar.
And I'm Jason, Charles Barkley, Cougar Huang. My song was going to be Baby Shark.
The Trap Remix.
The Trap Remix.
Yeah.
I still
good
maintain,
version.
if I see that kid in South Korea, I don't care if he's 12, I'm punching him in the face. He's going down. I'm punching him in the face.
You'd throw him across the DMZ, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm throwing across DMZ. It's happening. Absolutely.
Cougar is an honorable man, but he's not above child abuse.
No, I am not. Baby Shark's an abomination.
Very Adrian Peterson of you.
God. Anyways,
we missed it on the Week 10 podcast. Can we all just give Cougar a quick round of applause for winning the Pick'em this year?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I did. Thank you.
Good job, Cougar.
Not only winning, he ran away with it.
No, I didn't run away
No,
with
he
it.
beat
I
the
did
guests
not.
by 1.
Actually, the guests were ahead by 1. So here's the final standing.
That's a conglomerate. Though.
No.
That's
So-
not really fair.
All right, so here, Ben went 17-13. Shawnee went last at 16-14. Guests were 22-8. I was 21-9, but because of 2 bonus points, I leapfrogged them and won. So I get the dark sunset of Hobbs Park.
Woo.
Thanks to Seth Sanchez. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
that.
shout out to Drone Lawrence.
Yeah, Drone Lawrence.
One other thing that we forgot to mention in the last week podcast was Shane with some of the dirtiest spin I've ever seen to win the to be the second winner of the charity thing during the 7th inning. He gave up. He dropped his head and was walking off the field, and that thing came all the way back and went between the pool noodles. So
we had 7 dry weeks, and then people have kicked through 3 weeks in a row. So at this point, anybody not buying raffle tickets is just stupid.
it was the polar opposite.
That's true.
Austin raised his hands immediately. He knew that he won.
Yeah.
Shane literally was walking off the field, and then it curved back
over.
super hard.
I will say we did interview him right before the end of the Game of the Week broadcast, and mad props to him. He's going to go drop all that coin on some new irons.
Irons.
So
Is that what we're calling it
good
now?
for
Irons.
him. Yeah, that's what I call upscale, upper class living, and I'm all
go.
about that life.
When you said irons, all I heard was Bunny Ranch.
Oh, my gosh. By the way, the Cougar After Dark podcast is sponsored by Lawrence Shirt Factory.
Woo!
925 Iowa Street, Suite L. Because the design, screen printing, embroidery, and shirts and apparel. Stop by their retail store at 925 Iowa next to Munchers and check out all of their Lawrence Lions merchandise. For any Lawrence Lions alums, anyone out there? Anyone?
No.
No? Okay. That's
Thank
okay.
you, Mike. Class
Thank you, Mike Urish,
Yeah.
for that. By the way, Calvin on the Lawrence Shirt Factory, he's got a semi-pro glove lacing side gig. You can relace, revive, repair, reuse gloves. So call 785-505-0711. Text or call Calvin. Get your glove looked new again.
I didn't know that.
So, Bryson, even you can get your gloves done again. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. So.
Does Bald Beavers also have a storefront next to Munchers?
Oh, my God.
Sounds delicious. It's like getting a boxed lunch and going and eating it at the Y.
I shouldn't be surprised. Let's just go to this thing. All right, let's do the rundown of the brackets real quick, okay? So before we get to all right, so you have 4 playing games, but they're not going to be by themselves because the top 4 seeds have the bye. The following has the top 4 seeds. It is Kansas Tree Care as the 1 seed. It is Harbor Lights as the 2 seed. It is Post House as a 3 seed, and Love Garden as the 4 seed. So congratulations, you get to rest up and not put your body through the ringer of one more kickball game.
Just because Simon's not here to protest, I propose that for the rest of the podcast, we call Post House the Brysons.
The Brysons? Oh, God. Yeah, I agree. There you go.
He says they're a team, not one man. I disagree.
Yeah, as Woos and Dan Malka is just one man, so. Now what? I say. All right, so so let's go to the run of the bracket real quick. So playing game number 1 is number 32, Posh Wash, and number 33, Late Fees. And then you go down the line, it'll be number 16 seed, Corksuckers, number 17 seed, Jazz House. The 8 seed is Honey Badgers, number 25, R-Bar. Number 9 seed is JWE. Thank you. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, R-Bar.
Number 9 seed, John Wilson's Experience, 9 seed against the number 24 seed, Button Grind. Ooh. The playing game number 4, I don't know why I'm going backwards here, is number 29 seed, Ghost versus number 36 seed, well, Empire, sorry.
Ooh, slam dunk.
Number 13 seed, Free State versus number 20 seed, KBC Tropics. Oh, shit, that's my team.
Uh-oh.
It's on.
We'll get to that later.
Uh-oh.
Number 5 seed, Red Line. That's Ben's team. They're facing, kicking ass at number 28.
Oh.
Rematch.
Why do you guys always get matched up all the time?
Another night on the couch. That's what it sounds like.
Couch, you might kick you out of the damn house. I'll get you a hotel. I'll get a discount. I'll help you out.
Do you guys still have a hot tub, Cougar?
What?
Do you guys have a hot tub?
I don't know if
At the hotel?
The hotel. I think they have it inside the indoor pool area.
Oh,
I think
well
they
then
have 2
I'll meet you there, Ben.
Oh, my gosh.
If we sleep with Cougar, it's definitely a hot
Jeez.
tub.
Oh, man. Wobbly H.
Number 12 seed, Johnny's. They're facing number 21 seed, Asteroid Head.
Upset City.
We'll stick to that. Playing game number 2 is number 31 seed, Sacred Store versus number 34 seed, Schooners. And the 15 seed, XXXOXO will obtain number 18 seed, Home Loans. Number 7 seed, Lurcher Factory. Hey, the sponsor of our podcast here.
Hey.
They're facing number 26 seed, Woost. The 10 seed, Red Legs, will face number 23 seed, Bald Beavers. Playing game number 3 is Soda Jerks. The number 30 seed, they'll play number 35 seed, Reading Rockets. 14 seed, D-Holes. Oh, that's Alex's team. They'll face the number 19 seed, 23rd Street Brewery.
Sitting in Adam's seat, Alex, right there.
Alex, that's right. Number 16 Harpies will take number 27 seed Young Spine, and round out number 11 seed Brutang Gang will take number 22 seed Drop Stoppers. So there's that. So let's go to discussion questions. Let's put Ben to the ringer.
Question number 1: will the Bald Beaver split the red legs? This is an unending source of joy
Oh
for
my
me.
gosh.
I got to go no. No.
That is not a discussion
Absolutely
question.
not.
No,
All right,
that is not part of the discussion. Incorrect. Okay. First question: which team, if any, are underseeded? Anything that pops in the mind, the gentleman, over to Ben. Anyone underseeded? Anyone? Anything?
No.
Well, you did the bracket. Of course, you're not going to say that.
So-
you did the damn bracket.
Even looking at the seedings, the rankings, 1 through 36 here, the only qualms I publicly even mentioned and had was kind of that 6 through 8 seeding. So I really don't see.
Yeah, the Honey Badgers are underseeded.
That was the only
I
team.
would say, if I'm looking, there's one team, and it would be the Badgers, just because of the way the season ended, with them allegedly losing.
Losing and then having a injury-plagued loss to Shirt Factory. And then we all saw what they did against Love Garden in Game of the Week, where they were, like Ben would say, separated by, or you couldn't shine a light between them. I mean, that was a very close game.
Because the week before I had them at 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know.
Alex, Seth, anyone underseeded?
I've got Sword being just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because they're playing the last half of the season.
Yeah.
I think they could be a couple higher.
Yeah, they've been coming up. They had a lot of ground to make up, which was part of the issue. I'll throw Triple X in there. We of the 1-to-1, because we spent a lot of time in the middle, where there were like 2 to 4 teams involved in the conversation. The longest 1-to-1 we had was Triple X and D-Holes, and I think at the end of the day it came down to Triple X had been ranked ahead of D-Holes for pretty much most of the season because while D-Holes was struggling against slightly better competition, Triple X was banging out dominating wins against lesser competition. And D-Holes showing against Harbor Lights in Week 10 versus Triple X's showing against Harbor Lights in Week 9 kind of put the clincher in there, but it was a very close vote. Like we're talking, a tenth of a point away.
I mean, I'm looking here. The triple XXOXO is like, what's their best win? Their best wins are they have a Jazz House and the Young Spine. Without the gamers, so they had 5 and 4.
Well,
so I mean that's why
Triple X's best wins and D-Hole's best wins were similar. It was,
but Ball Beavers D-Holes. I mean,
yeah, but for most of the season, the close loss to Free State was basically carrying Triple X in that spot. Yep. Sure. And then that last week kind of turned it around.
Mm-hmm.
And
with
the way the season ended, though, you could also argue that their best win came against Jazz House.
Yeah,
that 4-2 win.
That's true too. Yeah.
I mean, just seeing the way the rest of their schedule and the league played out, that Jazz House win came up pretty big
for those of us at home. I'm not at home, but pretend I am. What are you guys talking about? Where are we at? I'm trying to follow along. I have no
so we're
clue.
running under which teams are underseeded.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that question. I was fucking confused.
The answer is Post House, right?
Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree.
Oh, sorry, not Post House. The Brysons.
The Brysons.
No. I'm not part of the Bryson. No.
All I got to say is make sure you call me back up here when you talk about Free State versus KBC. I got a question for Seth.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
I've been thinking about you all day too, Bryson.
Oh, no.
All day.
All right. Next
all
question.
Fucking season.
Obviously, this is the follow-up question. Which teams were overseeded? Anyone that comes? Someone's in R-Bar?
I had two that jumped to mind. For me, Home Loans and Drop Stoppers. Drop Stoppers benefited from that late season forfeit, obviously. Yeah. And then Home Loans, man, their overall record looks good. And they had an outstanding result. They had an outstanding result week 2 against Red Lion. What was it that they had, like a 3-run deficit?
And that was KBC.
Red Legs, pardon me.
They lost 5-8.
They lost 8-5 to Red Legs in week 2, and I think that kind of buoyed them for a long while in the standings. Honestly, game of the week was eye-opening for me about Home Loans. Not super impressive.
It's still their first game of the week there. I mean, I know you're trying to keep your face in there, but, like, you name me someone for first game of the week, it was just perfectly fine. Don't talk, Bryson. Don't go there. So no, everyone gets nervous for game of the week. It's under the lights. They're kids.
I actually think Home Loans is properly seeded, but it's clear that there's a separation between where D-Holes was when that game was played and where Home Loans is now.
Yeah, they beat Sacred Sword by 2. They beat Bald Beavers by 1. They beat R-Bar by 4. They beat Tropics by 3. I mean, there's a lot to be said for winning close games, but those are a lot of close games against bottom half of the league teams. So
there is some eye test in there.
Yeah.
They look good, but some of the results are not what you would expect from a team in that spot.
By the way, Alex, you must feel really proud about that 13-7 win over Home Loans. That must be like your best strategic game, isn't it? Ever.
Not my best strategic game ever. I mean, we beat Free State for 5 years straight. So.
I'm catching strays.
Not last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'm just thinking because the Home Loans was like a hot team that people were talking about them second year, and you put a kibosh to it by changing your defense, and it worked.
Stacy.
Yeah, worked so well.
Summer Stacy.
Summer Stacy.
It's for Grant. Also, if anybody has any complaints about the way the bracket played out, it's all Stacy's fault.
Yep.
So not Lawrence. That what we said last night. Why it was your fault, Lauren? No,
I tell the board to blame me, and then when we're in public, I blame Stacy.
Stacy, okay.
Now you see the genius behind it.
I bet Lauren, you're thinking that one of my chopped livers. Like, what do I do? So yeah. So.
Yeah, for overseeding, like, it's hard to gauge Brutang because they played kind of a middling schedule also, but they have that win over Johnny's, which is a very good win.
Sets your floor. You know, if Johnny's is 12,
it feels like
you're going to be 11.
Seated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only top 10 team in the RPI where the strength of schedule is under 500. So but,
for better or worse, we spent about 10 seconds talking about Brutang seed.
Yeah, so there you go.
Fair.
All right. Next discussion: over under 0.5. Number of teams who have a legitimate chance of winning the Cup bracket title who are not Kansas Tree Care and Harbor Lights.
I'll take the over because that's
over?
one team.
Who?
That's one team.
Who?
I'll take a flyer on Post House.
Post House, Love Garden, Red Lion.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
you're gonna,
legitimate chance.
If you're telling me that I get the top 10 in the field that outside of those two teams, I'm taking the field every time.
I've been
This
looking
year.
for a place to talk about this, and I think this is probably the best point. These teams that got 12, 13 people eligible, like COVID is still a thing, and you were playing with fire if you have a small roster like that, like a lot of the top teams do, and that's one forfeit away from just knocking out one of those two teams. So I think if you're betting on it, I think it's silly to be like under. I think.
Yeah, if it's even odds, you have to go with the over.
Yeah. Alex?
What?
You
I got over.
You got over? Okay.
Yeah.
So is
The
everyone going
Brysons.
over? Everyone's going over. You don't think it's just like lockstep, the first two teams of Kansas Tree Care, Harbor Lions, the rest of us are playing for third?
Well, here's the problem: is that if you're Kansas Tree Care, you're just basically fucking with everybody except for Harbor Lights.
Harbor, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to take the under. I know the smart bet's the over. I think I still say
I'm taking
under.
the under. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of a team that might be
Someone that works in the sportsbook world, I think the under would be like minus. You're saying KTC, Kansas Street Care, sorry, and Harbor Lights versus the field, basically, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
I think
yes.
You got to take the field,
no,
right?
I would agree because it'd be like plus 170.
Yeah.
And I would. You're basically saying
You're 2-1
can
at
Post
this
House win the ship? Actually, you might be making a bad bet because plus 170 is not what our price would be.
I
But
think
The
I'm taking
Brysons
the money
aren't
line,
at
but
170?
the smart
Yeah.
bet is to take the field.
You get
Yeah.
Love Garden. You get Love Garden and Red Lion too.
Yeah, throw Red Lion in the mix. That's Scott Steiner math.
Bryce
Well,
not feeling
hey,
froggy
hey.
on Red Lion.
Bryson,
look-
we'll get to the Post House Red Lion history later.
Yeah, no,
on.
I don't. We
Oh,
don't 'cause
boy.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Oh,
No, we'll get there later.
We'll get that
Red
later.
Lion will not play Post House.
Until
So
the
we're
championship
playing the
game.
final.
yeah,
Championship.
So that's,
Championship
yeah,
game,
that's
yeah.
out of it. Also, overseeded Red Lion.
No,
No, you're not. Stop sandbagging.
You've been sandbagging
Wait,
all
there's
year
no
up
stop
here.
it.
And this
When was
cursing.
the last
Sandbagging
time
yourself. Quit
Red
it.
Lion has never made it past the semifinals when they were ranked higher than 8?
That's like the Royals haven't won a World Series on a Tuesday since 1985. Like
That's not the same thing.
It's a good data point. That's all I got to say.
We like playing from behind, just like Cougar.
Moving on from that, next discussion question. Which team seeded 9 or lower is most likely to make a deep run in the Cup bracket? Arbar says play. Anyone want to say Arbar?
And that means past the first weekend, yeah?
Press the first weekend.
So
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
like,
quarters?
let's see. Arbar, you know what? Let's just throw your bone. Let's see what your schedule is like.
No.
You got to go past Honey Badgers and JWAE.
Sorry.
No. For the panel, what do you got? Anybody who has the deepest threat?
I got JWE as the only pick at 9 or above because they're at 9.
Even though they got basically licking their wounds, getting
I have them.
rush shot against,
I have them
Harvard.
winning their first game and losing their second.
Yeah.
I've got Brutang. They played Harpies last year in the first round of the playoffs. They lost 18-8.
Yeah.
Harpies was what, the number 3? I can't remember what seed they were. Brutang was 28.
They're 4. I think they're 4.
28,
They're 4,
and they kept it within 10.
Well,
So
I got 9, 10, and 11 all winning the first game. So
all right.
Bryson, what you got?
rough.
I feel like there was only one right answer to this question, and it had to be Red Legs, right?
That
Because
was that's what
Yeah.
I was.
We're
I-
getting to that. We're getting to all the panel questions.
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
As
well,
far
no,
as
like to the thing you said, 9 or lower, like they could beat LSF, and they only lose by 1.
Sure.
And then like, I mean, I'll talk shit on Harbor all day. Like Red Legs ain't gonna beat them,
Oh,
but
jeez.
I mean,
You don't think Brutang?
COVID could happen. You know, they all hang out. They're all friends. They
You
all
don't
give
you
it
don't
to
think
each other.
Brutang? You don't think Brutang can hang with
if
Harpies?
You get COVID
No.
on.
I think. I think.
No.
Hey, Cougar.
What? Yes, sir.
So, speaking of COVID, what day is it that you can get COVID on and play on Sunday but not Saturday?
Yeah, ask the Tropics.
I'm doing some math.
Monday.
Where are the Pendries? Dodging balls kicked directly at them. Just kidding.
Here's Cal.
Here's Cal. I was just going to say, you're not wrong. Harbor has like 12 eligible players. So
That's what I'm saying.
And we're all besties, so maybe, yeah.
One
If
positive
one of
COVID
us-
test.
Maybe don't snuggle for the next couple of weeks.
Monkeypox. Monkeypox.
Monkeypox.
Eli might get monkeypox before he ever gets COVID, so that would be like the worst thing to happen.
I may or may not have said to Seth during their game against Red Legs that we need people from KBC that are infected to sneeze on Harbor and KTC.
Yeah. That's a great plan of attack.
No. There's not going to be like biological warfare. No.
I'm on Bryson's back here. Lawrence Shirt Factory beat Red Legs by 1 this season, and that if Red Legs could turn that around, then that would put them in the quarters. So the answer is Red Legs.
Of course.
My answer too.
James Finley did not play against us this past week because he was hurt.
He also did not play against Shirt Factory. He did not play.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So.
Oh, yeah. He told me,
Brutang cannot beat the Harpies because we all know the drop stop.
The
drop stoppers are going to be in that game, baby.
Winning and the Harpies.
Go drop stoppers.
Wait, what's your boy's name that's on drop stoppers?
Ben, left field. Don't kick the ball his way, baby.
The plate.
You know, you're saying that drop stoppers lose that first game. They're playing a team they've already lost to once.
I do. I text Ben and said, you better be ready for that young spine game, man. That boy around the corner, but drop stoppers by a million.
And here's a resident Chelsea fan. Here's Mr. Christian Boggs. Hello, Mr. Boggs.
I'll save my EPL question for later, Cougar. First of all, the Royals won at 85 on a Saturday, not a Tuesday. Shameful. I think
I wasn't alive.
It
the lower
was a
seed that
Saturday
makes a
because
run.
it was November 7th.
KBC
the
Tropics.
day I was born.
KBC Tropics, their team, their leadership, discuss. That's a team I think that can make a run.
What leadership?
I'm not ready.
I have
not
KBC
ready.
as the plate final winner.
I'm not ready.
I'm just a sponsor.
Hey,
I'm just a mascot.
I've got KBC winning the plate.
I like KBC. I think they could give Free State a run. I think Free State is just too playoff ready.
I was going to say, are we on the 13-20 game right now? What did
I know.
We better get rolling.
Seth, you better not take him for granted, but I feel like you guys win that game.
All right. Next discussion question.
Hey, hold on, Cougar. Hey, hold on, Cougar. Hey, hold on, Cougar. As the resident representative for the Tropics, I have to just say we're young, we're hungry, and we're getting better every day. That's a dangerous team to play.
You guys are.
So,
yeah, I agree with you.
That's all I'll say.
Thanks, Brooks.
How's the smell and taste, though?
What's that? Oh, which team seeded 8 or lower is the most jeopardy of not surviving the first weekend, a la not reaching the Cup brackets quarterfinals?
Shirt Factory.
I agree. I love those guys. Shirt Factory.
Yeah, we got.
Most vulnerable.
We kind of already answered this one. We got to move. We only have 70 minutes left.
Mr.
We're not
Yurich,
seated that high.
To rebut. You go on the mic. No mic. By the way, speaking of Shirt Factory, guess what? They're the sponsor of this podcast.
Woo!
925 Iowa Street, Suite L. Call them 785-330-5831. LawrenceShirtFactory.com. There's custom design, screen printing, embroidery, shirts, and apparel. Stop by our retail store at 925 Iowa, next door to Munchers, not next door to Ball Beavers, by the way. And check out all their Lawrence Lions merchandise. What?
There's no beaver munching?
I should have owned my big ass mouth.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Not just because we kind of cover it with the last one, but I think we need to bag that question for future podcasts if we keep the same format because there are only 4 teams it could be since there are 4 buys.
Yeah.
By the way, Cal, semi-pro glove lacing. Go and call, text them, 785-505-0711. Replace, revive, repair, or reuse gloves.
Also, the answer to that question is Red Lion.
Oh, Jesus.
Shut the fuck up.
Relace. What's that? What? Oh, yeah.
Not replace.
Relace. Sorry, not replace. Relace. Sorry.
Wait a minute, Cougar.
What?
No.
Okay, yeah, it's a Shirt Factory. I think they're the most vulnerable. I hate saying this, but it's true.
Yeah.
Mike, is Mike still here? You guys are going to win that game, aren't you? We will. Fuck yeah,
we will.
they are.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, now we got another discussion question. Let's go through the pick'em games, shall we? Let's do this.
Ooh.
All right, so let's go only the playing games. 5 o'clock, YC number 1. Number 32 seed Posh Wash against number 33 seed Late Fees. Sean, you're last. Seth, go first.
Late fees. We forgot to talk about it in the last week recap. One of my best friends, Allie, she kicked a ball over somebody's head
against KBC.
Against KBC Tropics.
She burned Max in
Kansas
left field.
Yeah, just wanted to put some
She
respect
burned,
on her name.
Back to left field, yeah.
Other than that, yeah, late fees. That's all I got.
Late fees is what you got. Alex?
I'm going to take the Posh Wash experience.
Posh Wash experience?
Yeah. They got experienced people on their team.
Oh, I thought that's not part of the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it could be. You never know.
You can change that if you want.
I can go get a bath there, I'm sure.
With all the fleas? Okay, sure, okay. I'm going to go, you know what? He's my boy, fellow England fans. I'm going to go Posh Wash. I'm going Posh Wash. We play the late fees. I played against Posh Wash. It's tough. It's going to be close. I'll give Posh Wash the edge.
Yeah, me too. There's one player on the field in that game that wants it more than anybody else, so I'm taking Posh Wash.
Who's that, Nicole?
Definitely Nicole.
It's definitely Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's the deal.
3-time champion, yeah.
there is a reason, and it's a silver lining to a dark cloud. There's a reason why Posh Posh is the highest ranked one-win team in the league.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're the only one. That's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
It is true.
Oh, wait, it is true. Damn it.
Yeah, this was debated too, but they had the best win out of all those teams.
So not only did we have the hardest schedule out of anyone below
Not
20,
even close.
It wasn't even close. I think I mentioned this earlier. We were like the 15th ranked strength of schedule this year. So the 1-9 is not a direct reflection of how far we've come from last season. So I would have to agree with what you guys have said. That the wisdom and age and the coaching is going to come into play. And I think not only with both teams knowing it's the playoffs and it's time to show up, it's time for us to do something.
I will tell you, when we had the discussions, we had the same conversation in tiers, and the conversation about our bar being ranked where they are was the exact same conversation we had about Posh Posh.
And that's saying, like, I love the scheduling. 1-9, like I said, is not necessarily a direct reflection.
1-9 with your one win under the lights.
Hey,
if you're going to be 1-9,
if
that's the
we're
way to
gonna
do
go
it.
with qualifiers, I will give all the shine in the world. There are now 3 teams in KVKL history who are undefeated at Game of the Week. But only one of which has 7 or more wins.
Out of nowhere, Screamers by a million.
That's possible.
Never lost. Never lost.
23rd Street by a million.
By the way, never lost.
I'm just going to throw this out there. If we take this long in every game, we are never finishing.
Yeah,
we got a motor, guys.
It's self-gloss Tuesday.
Yep.
Well,
Go
Cougar,
Posh Wash.
Fine. What?
By
You
a
got
million.
Aaron Garger just bought you some shots.
Fine. Aaron Garger will miss you, and Matt. Matt's okay. Yeah, most of you, of course. I hate Fireball.
But yeah, we got to roll.
Go, number 29, 5 o'clock, Why is number 5? Number 29, Ghost. Versus number 36, Empire.
Ghost.
No, I got Ghost. I'm sorry.
Ghost.
Oh, I said it, slam dunk.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Matt and
Thanks,
Rosa
Aaron.
and all them. Sorry, and Anna. Sorry, guys. Next one, playing game number 2. Number 31, Sacred Sword. Oh, it's Adam versus number 34, Scoonies.
Thanks, Aaron.
Sacred Sword's hot.
Sacred Sword's
Yeah.
hot. I agree. I go with
And they
Sacred
just
Sword.
won that game.
Yeah, it's a direct
S-word.
rematch, and I think that not only had Sword won, but it'll probably be a little bit more this time. Because Scoonies don't know how to spell.
They don't know how to spell. That's not true. I'm sure Travis Toes knows how to spell. I don't know, maybe.
Tozer's my dude.
He's your dude. Does he know how to spell?
Hey, he can spell, but he needs to stay on first base. The Scoonies would have 3 wins easily, maybe 4 if
he wasn't froggy?
No, dude's got fucking sticky hands, but just comes off the bag to get the ball.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Tozer, love you. Stay on first.
Number 3, playing game number 3. Number 30, Soda Jerks versus Reading Rockets.
I feel like
Jerks.
Rockets have been coming up, and if they wanted to win this game, they might be able to. But yeah, Jerks.
To be fair, they did beat the Jerks earlier this season.
Yeah.
But that was a tragic
Yes.
level of horrible shit that happened to the Jerks that week.
Yeah.
Between injuries and COVID and absences.
Yeah.
I think just alone having Katie Marcus playing is enough to, even if you took all the rest of the guys out and the gals out,
Totally agree.
just her alone tips it over.
Yeah. Let's go quickly to the boot semifinals. Now,
Marcus
who do you
knows
guys have?
geometry.
Who do you guys have in the boot semifinals?
I have Posh versus Empire, and I got Posh winning that one. And then I got Scoonies versus Rockets, and Rockets winning that one.
Oh, please, God, let it be the Scoonies.
That's
over
what-
the Rockets.
Scoonies
I planned my-
versus Posh
I
Watch.
wanna
The
fucking
Civil
humble.
War.
I
Team
planned my whole
Sean
bracket
versus
around
Sean.
that.
Oh, my God.
I planned my whole bracket around that matchup, Sean.
Is Sean the only one that spells out the W in this league? Is he the
Who
only one?
fucking won?
Is he the only one?
No, I am not.
Jesus. All right.
There's another Sean that spells it the correct way.
Who is it?
He's on Button Grind, right?
Is it Bun Grind? Oh, he does.
Yes.
Sean, that's right.
Yeah.
Sean Edwards. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes, Sean
Mr. Edwards. Yeah, I forgot
I've
about him.
got Fees against Empire with Fees winning, Scoonies against Rockets with Scoonies winning, and then Scoonies over Fees.
Fees Empire with Fees winning, Scoonies Rockets with Rockets winning, and then Fees winning in the end.
I got Fees winning over Empire. I got Scoonies over Rockets. And I'm going to go with, you know what? Fees has won They've never won a boot. They've been there like once or twice.
They've
lost.
shown well twice.
Yeah, I'm going to go twice. And this time, they finally get the boot. I'm going with the fees.
All right.
Go with the fees.
I respect it. I had trouble with that one.
Yeah, so.
I didn't put my prediction on tape. I got Poshwash over Rockets in the championship.
Same thing. No, actually not same thing. I've got Poshwash over Scoonies.
Yeah.
The Civil War comes to an end, and the good side wins like normal.
Does that mean you force Donnelly to change it on his passport and his birth certificate to spell the
No.
W?
I'll be nice.
Oh, okay.
Next year, they're going to have the same jerseys, amazing crop tops, except they're going to be named the Shawnees.
The
Spelled the right way.
Oh, my God. And if you lose, are you going to spell you the Shawnees, S-E-A-N-I-S?
I haven't thought about that far because when it comes to Sean and Sean, I don't lose.
I'm a little disappointed that we don't have any Cougar teams in the boot bracket.
I know.
Jesus.
Look what happens when you stop
You
playing.
retire and your team's just fucking rocket packed to the top.
Is it a coincidence? Maybe not. There you go.
Keep pushing on, buddy.
All
Are we?
right.
Do we just want to pick upsets for the first round now?
Ooh. We can. That's fine. We can pick upsets.
Yeah.
Anyone got any upsets?
I mean, technically, Jazz over Cork. That's a 17 over
I've
16.
got Jazz in that one.
I also have Jazz over Court.
I got Jazz over Cork, too. Me, too. Yeah.
That means we're all fucking wrong. All right, good job, guys. Anybody else have another one?
Does anybody have Cork in that game?
I do not.
I don't.
Nope.
That's
They're
crazy.
injured. They're scuffing.
That is a not only with the injuries, but that's a what have you done lately?
I ref that Johnny's game. That was absurd. 13 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
yeah.
Okay.
And I just have injured players, so they're hurt.
I assume we all have Badgers over R-Bar.
Yeah.
Best wings in Lawrence, though.
But guess what? But best my Badgers still winning. Sorry.
Bryson.
AW, you can jump button drive.
Is now your time to come talk about Free State
here
KBC? Okay.
By the way-
I had a feeling he might have a thought on that.
And here we go. Free State and Tropics. This is the battle of the
certain he has
brothers.
more than one
Willis
thought
versus
about
this.
Mookie.
No.
Willis and Mookie, yeah, two brothers playing each other.
God.
It's
What
gonna
is
be
it,
fun.
Here's my question for you, Seth.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Which do you love more, kickball or competition?
Kickball or competition?
Yeah,
Isn't it
you
the same
can't have
thing?
both.
Yeah,
Do
same.
you love the sport of playing kickball or do you love competition more?
Are you asking me if I'm going to throw this game?
No, I
Okay.
just want you to answer that
Don't
question.
throw the game, please don't.
We're not going to do that.
Okay,
That's why
good.
the twain was invented.
No.
What?
I just want you to tell me, do you love kickball more or do you love like winning more?
Winning, yeah.
Okay, well, I was hoping your answer was going to be kickball.
Oh.
Because in my opinion, I think your team should lose this game. Because I think you guys would guaranteed win the plate.
Yeah, we've done that before,
And
though.
I get you've done that before, but at the end of the day, like, and honestly, I said this last year when I was on the drop stoppers, like, I didn't want to win our first game if I didn't get kicked off
There's
the
no,
team.
no nobility in doing that, though.
Are you going to be like the Ghost like several years ago?
No, I'm not going to lose a game on purpose.
So
I would
here's-
never do that.
You're right. There's no nobility in losing intentionally or maybe forfeiting in the first round like the Soda Jerks have in the past.
Bryson,
I would never do
I don't
that.
know what team would do that
Real-
to try and take an easier path.
Real quick, we're looking ahead, though. So say we beat KBC, and
Yes.
then we lose to Love Garden. We
Then
get a
you play
matchup.
Johnny's.
We get a matchup with Johnny's. That would be.
But you're going to lose.
I don't know about that. We lost 3-1 in the.
Against
Yeah.
Johnny's?
Only 3-1. Only
Yeah,
3-1.
They
only
lost
3-1.
3-1 against Johnny's before Johnny's lost key players.
Michaels is back.
Johnny's ain't
Michael's
making
back.
it past the second round.
But how healthy
anyways.
is Michael?
Boom.
I don't know.
Free
Red
State's
line
not
for
being Johnny.
days.
Nonetheless,
It was his
what
arm,
I'm
not
saying
his
is
legs.
there's the opportunity to play like 6 kickball games if you lose that game.
That's fair.
Why,
No,
why
that's
are
fair.
you politicking to try to get Seth to throw the first
Well,
game?
because see, I'm trying to
really
win. I'm
want
trying to
him
win
to play that
bracketology
badly?
here,
Oh.
and this is a big brain play.
Bryson's always got an angle. He's always got
the
an angle.
answer to your question is Free State has been playing too
So wait
long
a
and has
second.
too much pride to throw a game.
Wait a second.
Well, I'm not saying they have to throw. I think this game's going to be good. I don't think
So-
they have to throw it.
So throwing games aside, my discussion question is Free State above or below the plate?
Above or below the plate?
The
If,
plate.
if we won
This
the plate,
year.
if we won the
This
plate, I'd be
year.
psyched. Like if we lost to KBC, that would suck. But then if we won, like Bryson said, 4 games in a row or whatever,
Yeah.
we'd be very happy. We'd
Yeah.
be celebrating out of Helps Park on
You're above
Championship
the plate.
Sunday.
Stop
You're
it.
winning
above
on
the plate. You're
Championship
above it.
Sunday.
No, the middle, like Ben always says, the swelling middle class of kickball. I mean,
Shit, that's why I'll take the boot on Sunday.
In one of those pre-playoff predictions, Jazz House was our 20 matchup, and I was like, man, We beat them by 1 this year. We lost to them by 1 last year. That is as tight as it gets.
Yeah.
KBC has played a lot of close games this year. We've played a lot of close games this year.
A couple.
No, you guys have played a lot of close games.
Cougar, don't make me pull
Bryson,
up the
I think you're missing
schedule.
I think you're missing the ball here, Bryson. In that Free State is good enough to play in the Twain on Championship Sunday. So why would they short sell?
Well, I think they're good enough for sure, but
You've
I
played in
think they're
5
going to lose
games
to
that are
Johnny's
less than
again.
5 runs.
I think
Cougar,
that. I think that.
5.
Or they would lose to JWE, right? Would be
The other problem is, all respect to KBC, if they're in the Twain, they're getting fucking smoked immediately.
I don't know about.
Less interesting.
Yeah. I would agree with you. But I don't care about. I don't have KBC winning the Twain. I got them winning the fucking plate.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
If we lost and did not win the Twain, that would be an upset.
So
I would
yes.
agree.
I would say
Or
you're-
pardon me, the plate.
the
Sorry.
plate.
Yeah.
the plate. Yeah.
By the way, Seth, so what's the wager between the two of us? What's the wager? What do you want to do?
Thank you.
Whatever you. I don't know. What
Okay.
is?
I don't even know what Kabuki and Willis, what they're going to do.
Who cares what they're doing?
I
What
don't
are
know
you
the
doing?
Seth,
I don't
that's a really good point, Seth. If you guys lost in the first round and didn't win the plate, it would almost be as bad as the Brysons losing in the second round and not winning the Twain.
Yeah. I'm betting on the Brysons if they lose in the second round.
I don't want all this to get buried in all that in all that bullshit. But we really are like. This is literally. We were the 13 last year. We played the 20 R bar. It's the exact same situation. We are taking KBC extremely seriously. We know they're a lot younger, a lot more athletic than we are. We got to play a good game to beat you guys.
Yeah.
The fact is, we don't score a whole lot of runs. So if we fuck
You guys
up,
can defend. You can defend.
yeah, we can defend. But if we have
And
one or
that's the
two
thing,
fuck
though.
ups, yeah.
You guys can kick lights out. Like we've seen that. Poshwash saw that firsthand. But here's the deal. I don't want to short sell KBC.
Same.
Controversy or not.
They played really good this year.
KBC is, and I just said this on a side, it comes down to coaching, but also now experience as we get into the tournament. KBC is 1-4 in games less than 5 runs.
It's true.
And all of those games were by 3 runs or less. And 1-4. And they were 6-4 this year. They could have went undefeated, Cougar, if it weren't for the leadership.
Let's not go that far.
If it weren't for the leadership,
They're
KBC
the
Tropics
captain.
could have been
I'm the
undefeated.
Sponsor. I'm just a mascot, okay?
Hey, have you ever seen a mascot keep book and coach first?
I'm the first mascot to keep pushing coach
All
first.
right,
Short
San
bait.
Diego
Short bait.
chicken.
That's me.
There's a subtle difference here. He's not the mascot. He's the manscot.
Yeah, he's the man.
All right, we got a few more first round games we got to talk about, including Johnny's versus Asteroid Head on the other side of that.
Yeah,
I know what Ben wants to pick.
Well, clearly, everybody loves Head.
It's a YC6, and it's on a short field.
Yeah.
Short field.
That's why.
Uh-oh, here's Lauren about to shit on Johnny's. Go ahead and do it.
Of
Do
course
it.
I'm
not.
here for all of it.
I just have some trivia. I think the only other meeting of Asteroid Head and Johnny's was my only grass game that I've ever played.
Yep.
And it was Carrie McCullough's first KVKL game.
Really?
Now, I may be wrong, but was she not like 3 for 3 or
Something
3
like
for
that.
4? Yeah.
Probably.
Well, it's Carrie.
Probably.
Duh. It's Carrie.
Yeah.
But it's grass. Nobody likes grass.
I hate grass. Fuck grass.
So really quick,
Anybody who has knees hates grass.
really quick, biggest drops in seedings from just first thing I looked at. Woost went down 10 spots, 16 to 26. Johnny's was second, 4 to 12. So you can take that one of two ways. You can say Johnny's got a lot worse, or you can say Johnny's is quote unquote underseeded and they're ready to make a run.
That might be too.
Well, Johnny's locked themselves in because
Yeah.
they lost to Brutang and they beat Free State.
Yep.
So that was super
So
fucking
They were
easy.
12 no matter
They
what.
were
Yeah.
not only were they super bipolar, but take away the excuse of, well, I mean, when you look at the 2 wins and losses they had, I mean, you have a marquee win and a horrible loss for your preseason ranking.
Let's pick it real fast. Asteroid Head versus Johnny's.
I gotta go, John.
I got Johnny's. Asteroid Head, they can score a lot of runs, but they can give up a lot of runs. I'm sorry. If you can't play defense in this league, you're not going to get past the first round. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
I love Asteroid Head here. I love them here. Just like I love them last week, and you guys said that was fucking crazy.
And they
No. I said, you know who's crazy? Said he tried to pick, Asteroid Head that upset Shirt Factory last year in the first round.
What was the score?
That last year?
Like 4.
Last year?
What was the score?
Though, that was not a crazy pick.
It was a crazy
Shirt
pick.
Factory was fucking hobbled.
It's a crazy pick for me.
This is a huge upset. I'm taking Asteroid Head here. It's on a
short
field. It's on a short field.
You're a gambler.
I love it.
It could not be set up better for Asteroid Head.
So
I'm
look,
a gambler,
here's my
but
thing.
I can't
I've watched Asteroid Head played for many years. They have players on that team this year that really care whether they win or lose, as opposed to just wanting to fuck around and maybe win.
But it's just too hot and cold.
Shut
up.
Yeah, but that's what you're picking.
Out.
That's what you're picking though as an upset. You're picking hot. You're picking. It's an Asteroid Head kind of day.
I hope Johnny's doesn't come in there taking it for granted because I feel like Asteroid Head can take this game if Johnny's takes it for granted.
Now
I'm taking him.
Now this is no slight, but with the way that both teams have played, I think the only chance that Asteroid Head would have of winning this first game is if they slid down or up, however you want to view it, to play the D holes. And I think that's the closest game, but I still don't see them winning.
If Johnny's catcher is out, I mean, Johnny's triangle is what kept them at 12.
But
the fact that they had Shane, Kerry, and Michael as their catcher, or as their triangle, is what kept them in the top third of the league.
Cork and Johnny's were close before Cork lost somebody, and this is the same kind of matchup.
Yeah,
I feel like Asteroid has the legs to do this on an outside field. This is how they beat Cork. They're short fences.
I love that point because also with the scheduling of this year, it shows just how and however you want to view it. I think it's how far necessarily Johnny's has fallen, but I think it accurately portrays them on the same level as Corksuckers.
Right.
Because that's right where they are.
Asteroid Head scored 21 runs on Red Legs.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder.
We scored 3. We scored 3 on Red Legs this past week.
Second toughest.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go into the...
Hold on. I had one more upset that I wanted to... on the bottom half of the bracket, I had one upset.
What's that?
Just because I'm not going to go chalk all the way, so I had to pick something. I picked number 23, Bald Beavers, over Red Legs.
Ooh, that's spicy.
What?
That's spicy. No.
Dude.
And the only reason I say that, Seth, is I have played you guys, and seeing where you're coming from with your picks, I've also played the Bald Beavers. Through 6 innings, we had them 7-4. I don't think there's any planet that they beat.
I ref Bald Beavers. I ref Bald Beavers versus Muddy, and they kicked the ball wherever they wanted for the first 2 innings.
That comes down to coaching.
They put the ball. They put the ball anywhere that they wanted, and their third baseman is legit. Like you guys have been saying for a long time.
He's a really good player.
No, he's not a good player. He's a great player.
No, he's their best player.
He's a shut down your whole offense player.
Top 10 team next year.
I'm not just gonna go chalk all the way through, so I've got to pick one, and I'm gonna pick Shirt Factory to beat whoever wins that game. So it's like I might as well pick it right there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I'm
Shirt
at.
Factory beating them as well.
You see this look? This is the same look I gave to you when you picked Asteroid to beat Shirt Factory. I'm like, this look.
This feels like a game that's going to be like 5-5 heading into the 5th and wind up like 25-5.
The thing is, dude, Red Legs does not have that much baseball knowledge. Like I said earlier, they have like a lot of top end baseball knowledge and kickball knowledge, but then a lot of their players don't really know. So if you get in a tight game in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning, their shortstop threw the ball to first base when we had runners on first and second and a force out on third.
That's fair.
That's the kind of shit that happens that loses you playoff games.
That's where I think we differ. Is that experience and coaching is why it's going to go the other way.
Here is Cal.
Here's Cal.
Where's Coda?
She should be here. Rick, are dogs allowed in here? Are
Rick, are dogs allowed?
Rick's no dog is allowed. No.
Rick, are we pet friendly?
Dogs
Hotel
allowed.
is.
I'm her emotional support animal. Is she
Service
allowed?
dogs only. Service dogs only.
She's a service dog.
We got like
Rick's
49
good.
minutes. We gotta get this rolling.
Wait. Okay, all I'm going to say is this is where... Don't wrap me up. I just got up here. Okay.
Whoa. She said wrap it up? I don't think so.
Harmon just gave me the wrap it up box.
Fellow Wolverines, I would never do
I
that.
do that this way towards them.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is where a better schedule from the Redlegs would be helpful because the record in like the games I've watched them, I wasn't that impressed, but I love Jordan, I love Jose, blah blah blah. But like we play Ball Beavers, and I'm a huge fan of Ball
Agreed.
Beavers. I think Andrea Chavez does a great job with her team. I think their 1 and 2 kickers are amazing.
Yep.
I think it's their third baseman and their catcher. Very fast. If they could get the rest of the team like to, I don't know if they can beat Redlegs, but I think they're a really good team. And I just said I love Jordan and Jose. Okay.
Redlegs by 10. Redlegs by 10. Not even close.
Redlegs by 10. She's calling it. She's calling it.
It very well could be, but let's not even front. They kicked really well against you guys for the first couple innings. They had you guys on the ropes.
100%. 100%. I'm not taking anything from them.
Hey,
they scored
Jess,
7 in like the first 3 and then not again.
As someone who was there, I'm just going to say, how was that pitching in your game?
I straight up told her. You
No, hold on. Every other inning, it was really good.
No, no kidding. You can have Seth.
When you're getting dimes from the opposing pitcher, you're going to get kicks. When you're getting bouncy trash.
Yeah. I said, don't even bother throwing that trash to me. I'm not going to kick it. So you can just go ahead and throw me good pitches from the jump.
So the rest of you guys just had a chalk first round? No upsets?
Jazz House. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
So you picked the 17-16 game, and that was the only upset that anybody picked?
I'm chicken.
Why are we even doing this shit?
I'm chicken.
Fucking boring.
So that just
Asteroid Head. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
no,
about.
I know Ben. My boy Ben on the other side. He'll pick something.
So I can't drone this home enough then. If we're only picking one upset in the first round, can
Schedule
we
was right.
consensually agree that the new scheduling and tournament seating and placement?
Well, we better wait till the
is
results
working?
come out.
No. Clearly, we need to work for the results.
I don't know.
But
Is anybody
at
on
this
home loans
point-
over Triple X?
No.
No.
Nobody.
No.
That
We're not talking about our bar.
That was my closest first round game.
What's wrong with you, Clay?
I have it. Triple X plus one.
I have Triple X. I feel like there's a shot for home loans there, though. Like that's
I'd give home loans a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I'd give him a puncher's chance, and then again, it depends. Is Sam there or not?
Yeah, if they were in a short field, it feels like it'd be.
I gotta tell you won by decision over home loans. Well done by your defense. Well done.
I think we're sleeping on. I don't know.
I feel the same way, but just because of the first round matchup, like I've got home loans cruising to the plate final.
Just in that realm.
Just off that first
round.
Well,
we haven't talked about D holes in 23rd Street yet. We got to put some respect on 23rd Street. They went 8-2. They had what I would imagine is their best season. We got to at least talk about it.
Now, I absolutely love everybody on 23rd Street, but I think out of this season,
I don't see it.
They're the amalgam that just stands out to me personally as their record does not reflect their talent level per se, that there's no chance because of their schedule that they win in the first round.
Seth, they're the only team in the league that had a strength of schedule under 300.
I'm not
under what?
Under 300.
So what rank was that?
It's eye test for me. Their defense is really good.
They're 22nd, and they were 8-2.
Their defense is really good.
22nd RPI.
Now, I mean,
how?
Which is why the schedule's working.
I'm not picking them. I'm just saying we owe them a conversation about their first round game.
You're a decent team that is in the lower tier of scheduling.
They shouldn't.
And you went 8-2. That means it's working.
They shouldn't.
So
Cal,
it's Cal. I hurt
It's
Shipley's
Cal.
feelings in our board chat because I think last week I put 23rd at 23rd.
Yeah,
of course.
And he was like, "Okay, wait a second, I'm taking this personal." And I said,
Where
"Hey,
they're
man,
supposed to be.
you haven't beaten anyone in the top 20. Why would I put you at 19? You're not in the top 20 if you haven't beaten anyone in the top 20.
No, exactly.
I don't know what else to do with you. Your team beat somebody better than you, and
We
I'll
at
put
least
you where
we at
you
least
go.
owe them
in
the conversation
20,
though.
And then we can look at 20
Okay,
and
wrap
above.
it up,
Their
Ben.
best win is the Ghost. They're 4-5 without the game.
That's
They're
not
4-5.
good. That's not good
Hey,
enough.
what did the
That's
Ghost
not good
finish
enough.
as? No
4-6.
disrespect.
Hey,
4
hold on.
4-6.
Hold on. Let's look at their losses real quick. They lost to Free State by 8. Okay, yeah, everybody does that, just like KTC, whatever. Free State beats everybody 8.
man.
And then they lost to Johnny's by 1.
That is shocking. Johnny's
Dude, Ghost?
No,
did, yeah,
23rd Street.
doesn't surprise
No, 23rd Street.
23rd Street beat out Los
Tw- or,
Angeles.
They-
yeah,
you
no,
guys-
that's what
somebody
I meant.
said it
But
earlier.
23rd Street, you got to look at that lineup.
I played them.
Johnny's played 11 players and the bare minimum of ladies that week because of injuries and float trips.
I cannot keep all that in my mind. I just go on results, dude.
I only know that because of the matchup.
So somebody earlier said they were 2 runs away from going blah blah blah. 23rd Street was 2 runs away from going 9-1 with a win over Johnny's. How high would they be at that point?
Home Loans was 7
20th.
runs away
20th.
from being undefeated.
20th.
Nobody gives a
No,
shit.
fuck that. They'd be like 14.
Yeah, if they beat
I mean,
Johnny's,
based on
they'd probably be
Brutang's
over
ranking,
D-Holes
they'd
and
be
Triple
12.
X.
Yeah, they'd be right up there. So
They'd be right behind Free State.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not picking them to beat D-Holes, but we got to put some respect on a team that went 8-2, just like we did with Home Loans.
Alex is salivating right now, by the way.
One last comment.
Yeah,
read,
he
the,
is.
read the schedule.
Here comes
the real test.
representative
the real
of
test.
Bryson House.
The real test will be, and I promise you, this will play out next year. Is 23rd Street will not do any better than 5-5, and that will prove that this
Next year?
they should have been as low. Yes, they
I
should have been
agree
as
with
low
you.
in the
As long
playoffs
as
as
we
they are
keep the
because they're
scheduling,
finally playing the teams they should
I'm
be
with
playing.
you. They will not
They
go
are
better
not
than
that
5-5.
good. Thank you.
And how does that affect this year's
preseason
playoffs?
rank 23rd Street at 30.
It does it. It
just to prove
proves
you
that
wrong.
this year's playoff seeding is right, though,
Yeah,
because
yes.
that's how they'll
Which
do.
It strengthens the scheduling, the playoff seeding, everything.
All right.
All right,
So
let's go-
just
let's
just
go
a quick
quickly.
litmus test. We are maybe a third or a fourth through this bracket, and we are half out of time.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's
Awesome.
go.
All right, let's go through the plates. You know what? I'll go first. I got Poshwash versus Corksuckers, and I got Cork, and I got the Arbar versus Button Grind. Oh, it's a rematch. Button Grind B&G. And guess who I get? Wings or biscuits and gravy? I got biscuits and gravy. No.
Oh, shit.
That's why I went there. What the fuck? That's right. I said Ghost versus KBC. You know what? I'm going to pick my team, KBC. Kicking Assets versus...
So wait, you took Empire over Ghosts?
What? No.
No.
Yeah, that's what you
No.
picked.
No,
No, the
winner
bracket-
of
the bracket's
Ghost
different
goes
now.
to the plate.
The winner of that game goes
Goes
left.
to the plate.
Yeah. We got to go.
Open
We
your
can't
eyes!
we can't get caught up in that.
Oh my gosh.
The winner of the
winner
play-in
goes to
games
the
goes
plate
left.
There, Sean. Pay attention.
Keep going, Coog. Keep
Moving
going.
on. Kicking Assets versus Asteroid Head. Head. All right. The rest of the bracket. Sacred Sword versus Home Loans. I got Home Loans. Woost versus Ball Beavers. I got Woost.
Whoa.
That's right. I went there. Soda Jerks versus 23rd Street Brewery. I'll give 23rd Street Brewery. Young Spine versus Drop Stoppers. Young Spine. There. That's my bracket. Next.
Okay, I'll go. So I got Late Fees versus Corksuckers. Corksuckers winning that. R-Bar versus Button Grind. R-Bar is winning that.
Right.
KBC versus... pardon me.
Ghost.
KBC versus Ghost, yep. KBC winning that. Assets versus Asteroid Head. Asteroid Head.
Yep.
Home Loans versus Sword. Home Loans. I got Red Legs versus Woost. Obviously, Red Legs going to win that. 23rd Street versus Soda Jerks. 23rd Street. And Drop Stoppers versus Young Spine. Drop Stoppers.
Mr. Hammond.
I've got Poshwash versus Cork, with Cork winning that one.
Arbar!
Winning against Button Grind. Ghost versus KBC, with KBC winning. Assets versus Asteroid Head, with Asteroid Head winning. Just probably won't be close. Sword
Asteroid's not here, Marisa.
versus
Oh,
Home
I'm
Loans.
the official representative for Asteroid Head. They gonna whoop that ass.
Sword versus Home Loans. This is actually a good test for Home Loans.
Rematch.
I have Home Loans winning this and subsequently winning more games. But if Sword wins this, I think Sword takes Home Loans' place for all of my wins. Beavers versus Woost, with Beavers winning.
Okay.
Jerks versus 23rd, with 23rd Street winning. And Young Spine versus Drop Stoppers, with Drop Stoppers winning.
Mr. Meredith?
I've got Posh Wash and Cork with a one-run win in extras.
Just one.
Extras.
Versus Button Grind, with Button Grind taking the close win. Not so close, probably 10 plus.
You sold the R-bar and then picked Button Grind. That's just mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to soft sell it. Ghosts and KBC, with KBC taking the not quite barn burner. And Asteroid Head versus Assets, with Head taking it. Because assets do not matter to me.
Yelling loud is not going to make it any better, Marisa.
Who are they? They're the team that lost to the One in Time team.
Oh, burn. Go on. Sacred Sword, home loans?
Yes.
Just really
Sword. I've got loans over Sword.
Really quick though, that was a 13-11 week 3 game. Home Loans doesn't own Sacred Sword. They beat them by 2,
and Sword is better now.
And they're better.
No,
So
I actually think this will probably be the best game out of all of these. This slate.
I would agree.
Quick note here: we were looking at the available players and waiver sheets. I'm pretty sure Sword only has 11 eligible players for the tournament.
Yikes.
So they are cutting it very close here.
My God.
So I've got loans over Sword, Beavers over
9:30,
Woos,
old people.
23rd over Jerks. Jerks don't stand a chance. Drop Stoppers over Young Spine.
Ben?
All right, so I've got Corksuckers over Posh. Sorry, Sean. I've got
No, I picked the same thing.
Arbar over Button Grind in a close one.
There's 2 for R-Bar, 3 for BNG.
I've got the Naughty Cougars over the Ghosts. I have Johnny's marching all the way to the plate final.
Whoa!
Johnny's?
Sacred Sword over Home Loans.
Sacred Sword, okay.
The Sword's been coming on lately, man.
13-11.
I wouldn't want to defend against them. Then I have the Woost over the Ball Beavers. Experience matters in the playoffs.
Wow.
I've got 23rd Street over the Jerks. Defense is just too good. And then Drop Stoppers gets their the refs fucked up revenge over Young Spine.
Oh, boy.
Let's keep rolling.
Okay, let's go into the semis. You know what, Ben? You start.
All right. Well, now I have to keep track of who I had there. All right. I'll stick with.
Ben's over there doing this with a golf pencil.
Yeah.
I give you a pen, Ben.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take R-Bar again over Corksuckers. Yeah.
So that would be 2 R-Bar wins in the regular season and 2 R-Bar wins in the playoffs so far.
Yeah.
Of course, it's 2022.
Match.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting fucked in the next round against Johnny's anyway. So, yeah. And I got Johnny's over KBC. I've got Sacred Sword losing to. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take Sacred Sword over Woos too.
Woo, why not?
All the upsets.
Jesus.
Yep. Then I've got 23rd Street over Drop Stoppers in a close one. I'm gonna say that's gonna be like a 5-3 game or something like that.
You know what? Go ahead and go into the final, but don't pick the final yet.
Okay. So I've got 23rd over Sword, and then I've got Johnny's over R-Bar.
Okay. Let's go to Alex.
I love you guys. I picked you to get that far, but you have no chance against Johnny's.
No.
Win contest in the 7th inning. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I've got Corksuckers and R-Bar, with Corksuckers winning.
Corksuckers, yeah.
All the experience on Corksuckers. KBC versus Asteroid Head. I've got KBC beating them. Big field. Athletes.
Yay.
Should be all right. Home Loans versus Bald Beavers. This is where the Bald Beavers run stops. I'll pick Home Loans over them.
Rematch.
23rd Street versus Drop Stoppers. I don't think that Drop Stoppers without Han is their catcher, if I remember right, Bryson.
Get well soon.
I don't think that they have the ability to stand up to 23rd Street's offense.
No.
And then...
Sorry. Breaking news. The current voting total for the state of Kansas on voting no versus yes. No is at 209,096 votes. And yes is at 107,400.
Fucking killing it.
Let's see 6 to 34.
So basically what you're saying is that the state of Utah better not go into this election.
Utah can eat my dick.
Why are you telling me this?
Utah sucks. There's nothing good about Utah.
That's not
it's
true.
an oddly shaped state with a terrible religion and a bunch of weird people who I have been married, but they're married to 8 people. They're crazy.
That's not true. That's the fundamentalist. Wait, the 800 band. Stop it.
All right, back to what matters. Kickball.
Back on track for a minute.
We all know Utah sucks.
Oh, leave Utah alone.
I've got Corksuckers going over KBC, and Home Loans going over 23rd Street.
Sorry you're interrupted there, Alex.
That's all right.
Sorry,
That's
Alex.
a good interruption.
That was a good reason. Yeah.
That was the only thing that was acceptable.
Especially Utah tribe. Sorry about that.
Yeah, fuck Utah.
Go, Seth.
I've got Corksuckers over late fees, R-Bar over B&G. Do I keep going straight down or do I do?
Yeah.
KBC Tropics over Ghosts, Asteroid Head over Kicking Assets, Home Loans over Sword.
You know, booing any louder is not going to make any better there, Carissa.
I've got the Red Legs going to the left side of the bracket, beating Woost. 23rd Street beating Soda Jerks, and Drop Stoppers beating Young Spine, and then back to the top. Corksuckers over R-Bar, KBC over Asteroid Head, Red Legs beating Home Loans, and 23rd Street getting to the semifinals of the plate. And then Corksuckers beating KBC, Red Legs beating 23rd Street.
All right. Now just Seth, Sean, go into the quarters and semis of the plate.
So I have in the quarterfinals Cork over Bunt and Grind, KBC over Asteroid Head, Home Loans over the Beavers, and 23rd Street over the Drop Stoppers.
And the semis?
And the semis, I have going to the plate final, Home Loans versus the Naughty Cougars.
Oh, no.
The Pendry Connection,
Oh, no.
KBC Tropics. And just like always, or in the bedroom as I like to say, don't let me down, Cougar.
I'm just a sponsor. Don't look at me.
You have an S on your chest, Superman.
It says for sucker, according to Rick. And I spent too much money on my team. Anyways.
Did you get that flag yet, Cougar?
It's in the works with Colin. We're still talking about it.
It's in the works.
It's still with Colin from
That's
Akron.
like saying the check's in the mail.
Oh, my gosh. All right, moving on. So I have Corksuckers and BNG. I got Corksuckers. Is there 2 injured? I got BNG. KBC, Asteroid Head. I got KBC. Home Loans versus Woos. I got Home Loans. 23rd Street versus Young Spine, 23rd Street. And then the semis, Button Grind and KBC. Fuck it. Let's go KBC. Home Loans, 23rd Street. I'm going Home Alone. So, yeah, that's
So you got Home Loans KBC?
in the semifinals. And we'll get to that final in just a little bit.
Oh,
now
I
to
bet
the
we
fun
will.
part. The first round. First round. Alex, you're going to start off. First round.
What are we on the
Awesome.
round 2?
Side, yeah.
Round 2.
Okay.
Any upsets? You just do upsets or what?
Nah. All right, so I've got Kansas Street Care versus Jazz House, with Kansas Street Care winning. Honey Badgers versus JWE. I think that the Badgers' speed is going to take this one.
We can maybe try to shortcut this. So everybody's got tree care advancing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody have JWE beating
Nope.
Honey Badgers?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh, here
Riddle me this, dumb shits. Number of times that Honey Badgers / Rats has beating JWE / JDE / Goats.
How many times had Harpies beat you prior to this year?
None times.
How many times have you guys played?
Who?
You versus Honey Badgers.
Like 5 times in the last 6 years.
Okay, there's something to be said for that.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Wait, did you answer the question? Because the answer is no, you fucking dumb shits. We're going to fuck their faces up. I'm going to fucking
We're going to fuck their faces up.
That wasn't Arbar. That was
Gunny!
That was Guar.
I'm going to stick my nads in your mouth, you bitch.
All right, well,
Also,
that's
your roommate Justin's going to stick his nads in your mouth tonight.
To be fair to that,
And
Avery,
every night for always.
we said the same thing until they got better. So they got better.
That was a good. That was a
When
good,
did they get better?
It's a good question.
Was it
Avery.
recently?
Panel
That
says
actually might be a better problem for us.
Last year, Avery. They got better last year.
Oh, when we beat them 6-1?
so if
You
Ethan.
won. Give me credit. You won.
If Ethan's looking for a game to live stream, I think that might be it. 9:30 YSC number 2.
Yeah.
That was
YSC 2 at 9:30 is going to be spicy.
Yeah, Avery's going to be asleep.
well, Honey Badgers.
He's gonna be
That's not
tired
true,
from the
Avery.
first
Yes,
game, and they're just gonna
sleeps.
kick it
That's
at
not
him
true,
all
Avery.
game long, and they should.
Isn't that pretty much where Honey Badgers lost their mind last year in the second
They beat
game?
Red Legs in that extra innings. Oh my god, that
Plays
game
on
was.
YSC
Oh my
too.
god, that was awful.
Oh man!
Oh, my
so look, so the refs for that game are potentially Sean and Corksuckers.
Yeah, Sean Nuts.
and
No,
or
that- yeah.
Jazz House and late fees.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey,
Good.
bring it.
This could be
Good.
trouble.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, there's no broadcast.
Did you
You're going to
ever-
get the
did-
best
Whoa,
reffing
did
assignment
you ever ref Red
in the
Legs and Honey
league.
Badgers last year? How awful that was? That was bad.
No, it was 2 years ago, and I will just say this: it could have been worse
Yes.
because in the time I have spent in the league, I have packed up my shit and walked off a field in a semi-final game to go to the cup.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. But
Better to pack up your shit than have it packed in.
yes,
I mean, does
have
anybody
you ever had your shit pushed?
does anybody have Love Garden losing in the second round?
No.
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 Does anybody have Red Lion losing in the second round?
No.
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 Sorry, Seth.
Seth's thinking twice about it.
He's like, wait a minute, you sons of bitches.
No. We also do not play well in second games of doubleheaders. Like that's
Right.
not when we're peaking. No.
We'll be really drunk by then. I think
Yeah,
we'll be okay.
that's why I'm like, I've got to go 99% lion.
Right. Is
John-
anybody-
Because they're going to be all beer at
Johnny,
that point.
potential Johnny's versus Red Lion matchup would be interesting.
It
Like,
would,
if
yeah.
if they were fully
we haven't-
healthy.
We haven't seen him in like 3
That's
years.
what I
so-
have.
Does anybody
Yeah.
have Harbor losing?
No.
Probably not.
No.
All right, so now we're on Shirt Factory against Red Legs.
I
got
got
Shirt
Red
Factory.
Legs here.
I got Shirt Factory. It's gonna be tough.
It'll be a good game.
I called
Very
it.
good game.
I called it in the question, so I'm taking Red Legs here. Just the. It was close last time. It's the revenge game.
This is like the epitome of. I know that Shirt Factory has young athletic people, but they have all the institutional knowledge in the world, and Red Legs doesn't have nearly as much as that. So I think Shirt Factory in this one.
That's all true, but I kind of feel like for all the times that Shirt Factory has beat the shit out of Red Lion, I want them to win the Twain as an ignominious honor.
You got Sean?
For what?
Between Shirt Factory and Red Legs.
Oh, I've got Shirt Factory.
All right, speaking of Shirt Factory, they're the sponsor of this podcast.
Yay!
925 Iowa Street, Suite L, 785-330-5831 at www.lawrenceshirtfactory.com. Stop by the retail store at 925 Iowa next to Munchers. I still need to try that bakery place. It was delicious. And check out of our Lawrence Lions merchandise. By the way, Calvin, who's also on Shirt Factory, he's got a side gig as far as glove lacing. He can relace, revive, repair, and reuse. Call or text him at 785-505-0711. And here's Cal.
I wish I loved anything as much as Cougar loves
Here we go again.
Shirt Factory 2016 15 through 18 maybe. Anyways, earlier I just loved when we were talking about Jazz House beating Shirt Factory. Like, I wish that we could have had a video instead of just a podcast of Cougar's face was like the crying Michael Jordan the whole time. It was awesome. It was awesome. Anyways, Cougar, this is like a Cougar After Dark question. Who's your like new
Shut
New crush?
Who's your new happy shirt?
Not just.
I don't really have a new crush. First of all,
Well, it can't.
there's no
there
new
is.
crush
There
out
isn't
There's
one.
no new crush. It's not our bar. Although, if I tried your wings delicious, that might change. That might change. But
is
there's
your-
no dude crush. No. There's no dude
It's just
crush.
always
No.
happy. It's just
No,
forever.
I love everyone equally.
I just
Okay.
want to
Even the Posh Wash and all their members.
update.
Sean, Aaron, and all of them. Especially Sean.
Cougar, we have 24 minutes. We got a lot of games.
Sean brought us the updated polls, and the no on the abortion amendment, hate fuck to the yes.
Is that right?
We're
How about
sitting
Fuck
at 63-37.
Would it be
Currently.
inappropriate of me to
Christian,
say
be
that the,
quick,
the
but
no
don't
hate
hurry.
fuck the
Go.
yes, and then aborted
I've
the
never
child?
worn gloves playing kickball.
Fuck yes.
I want Cougars top 4 EPL this year.
Top what?
Top 4 EPL. Who goes Champions League?
Oh, God. We do not have time. No.
No, we're not going there.
All
Go.
that matters is Liverpool is number one. Eat shit the rest of the lineup.
Cougar, give
Let's
me your
not
top
go
4.
there.
How's that?
Hey, Pendries, how's Everton treating you?
Leave them alone.
Clowns.
They're
Hey,
not gonna-
Do you guys,
they're not
let me,
making them.
let me steer us back here. Does
Yeah.
anybody have D-Holes or 23rd Street beating Post House?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
I mean the Brysons.
Yeah.
The Bryson.
Wait.
It's pretty of Bryson.
Wait.
Here's Bryson.
Ben-
What?
Ben-
One can hope, but probably
Wait.
not.
Yeah, what Bryson?
I have the Harpies in the finals for the Cup against KTC.
What are you nuts? What are you nuts?
No, we're not there.
What?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Well, you asked if I
We'll
had
get
them
to that
beating
later.
whoever.
No.
It
was-
doesn't
was
matter
Post House
because they
against
didn't
D-Holes.
make
We're
it.
not.
Pro South
you're
team. We're
around
not going that
early.
far.
Hey.
What do you want, Bryson? What's up?
Ben, I guess it's on me for not messaging you and trying to clarify when you told me that we were going to have a top 4 teams. We're going to have a bye. I thought we were only getting 1 bye. Why are we getting 2?
Oh, ooh, that's tasty. Haman, any response?
I don't know. Is he going to show up this week?
Oh my God.
Fair.
Jesus.
Does anybody have Brewtang or Drop Stoppers over Harpies?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Absolutely
Okay.
not.
No.
All right, let's
Is that a Harpy call? I don't know. Whatever.
let's run the quarters then. All right, so we have Kansas Tree Care against Honey Badgers. I think was the consensus.
Kansas
Anybody
Tree
have
Care.
Badgers?
No.
Yes.
Tree
I
care.
have. No.
No.
Kansas
Tree
Tree
Care,
Care over
yeah.
Badgers.
All right. Anybody have Love Garden losing to Red Lion or Johnny's or Asteroid Head?
Yes, I have Red Lion against Kansas Tree Care in the semis.
Well, you're a fucking.
You know what?
moron,
Fuck
but-
it. I'm going Red Lion because here's the thing. Love Garden squad is too big. Unless they pare it down to like 11 or 12 people and not 16 or 17, they're not going to go any further.
Go
So
Red.
I'm going Red Lion. I'm going Red Lion. Anyone else?
Brian?
With 86% of the precincts reporting, the Topeka Capital Journal has called it for no.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Brian. Now let's get back to the game. Let's go back to the podcast.
That's not a
You
no.
guys-
That's a
No,
fuck
Love Garden.
no.
Red Lion or Love Garden? What do you guys got, Seth and Alex? What do you got?
Garden.
Love Garden.
You have Garden. Okay, I'm going
I
Red
think
Lion.
I think that honestly, just a quick aside, I think that the roster size is actually good for them in respect of everything that we've said about injuries and COVID. It may actually benefit them to have the extra bodies.
You don't think it'd be too much in the playoffs if they're all
How many
healthy?
people do they have?
16.
Like 16, 17?
If
That's a
they
lot.
buy into to like, hey, we're playing our A squad, you'll get a round or two. You'll play in the first round. That's it.
How
buy-in.
many teams that have 16 people actually gone really far in the
Ben,
playoffs?
Ben, do you guys have your
None.
third baseman back? Is Todd back?
What's that?
Is Todd back playing?
Everybody will be back for this game.
Okay.
That's a lot of people there, Al.
You know, I had it as Love Garden because they deserve the respect. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take us.
Yeah, actually,
You
pick your
better.
Team. How about
Yeah.
that? All right.
I can't wait to get beat by KTC again.
Rest of the team: Harbor, Sure Factor, Red Lakes, or Post House versus Harpies. Anybody else deviate? No, I don't know.
Yeah, really, the question is, do you think Harbor or Post House is gonna lose?
No.
I want to do one quick thing on Post House, and I think right now is the time to do it.
You mean
Okay.
the Brysons?
Well, actually, that plays into it. So Post House, since 2017, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4 names. Do you know how many Final Fours they've been to?
Less than
What?
One.
So since 2017, since they won the
Only
championship
one.
against
2017.
KTC in an epic game in 11 innings,
best
they've
of
had
all
4
time.
names and they've been to 1 championship. They have not played to their seed. Right in 2018, they were the number 1 seed. They lost it in the semis.
Yep.
In 2019, they were the number 3 overall seed and they lost in the second round. And in 2021, they were the number 3 overall seed and they lost in the quarters. So is Post House. Bryson's at the mic. This is great.
Yeah,
are you
guys
Brysons
of the Brysons? Of
are you at
softball
least
here.
going to play to your seed this year or outperform your seed? Because it's been a long time. It's been 5 years since you've at least played to where you were projected to be.
It's true.
My answer to that would be I wasn't on the team back
Yeah, I
then.
knew that was going to be your
There
answer.
we go.
Yeah.
My take is, correct me if I'm wrong. There's only been one 12 seed in the history of the KVKL to make the semifinal. Am I correct about that, Ben?
Channel 6 never been to the semifinals before you're on the team. It's true.
That is
It's
correct.
true.
That
It's
is
very
correct.
true.
And my take is I've messaged Simon, begging Simon to get on the team, and he told me yes. And what he told me was, this was right after KU won the national championship this year. He said, I don't care what you do the first 10 weeks of the year. When it comes playoff time, I need you to be Remy Martin. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I promise you, anybody kicks the fucking ball within 100 feet of me, it's getting caught.
How many?
It does not matter.
Real quick.
Don't kick the ball.
Hey.
No, real quick.
I will
How many?
say-
How many teams have had their starting third baseman go down and then
None.
win the championship?
None.
Never.
Okay.
None.
Break the trend.
How many
So you
teams,
got a lot.
how many teams had me? 0.
How many years have you played?
5.
How many championships have you won?
0.
Yeah. All right.
And and at what point did I ever
But
listen to
the
this?
real
However,
question is how many
would you say at any point
Sundays?
against KTC or Harbor, we will have the better player anywhere? Would you say that anywhere?
Say, wait.
Like
what?
when we play KTC and Harbor, will we have the better player
Kansas
at any
Tree Care.
position?
Tree Care,
Yes or no?
Bryson.
Will you have the better player?
Will
at-
we have the
I
better
knew
player
Jessica
than the
would
other
go.
team at any position when we play them? Yes or
yeah,
no?
I mean-
okay, I have never had that. Ever. I've never had that.
I got a better question.
But
right?
theoretically,
So
when you got 26 players
you
versus
made it to
12,
the semis with Channel 6 or
Yes.
Geezers.
Yes.
Right?
These are good neighbors. Yeah.
Why did you lose that game?
We didn't have the better player at any position.
Did
What about
anybody
yourself?
In particular
I
fuck
didn't
up
play
in that
first
game?
base. I'm not better than Trey at shortstop. I'm not at all. I'll admit that.
Who choked on offense?
What position?
Me.
What position are you playing this year?
I'm playing center field.
So you're better than Alex McKee?
Yes.
And Jimmy?
Yes.
You're not, bro.
So
I've never dropped
so
the
now,
ball.
now here's
I've
the
dropped
deal.
the ball one time in
Hey.
5 years. Once.
Hey.
It was against the late fees.
Hey,
Once.
Here's the deal.
I don't drop the ball.
I will not vouch that even same level or better that Bryson is better than any of the people mentioned. But
Offense and defense. These are guys that
in
get on
the
base
last-
every time.
in the
every
last
time they
3
get on
weeks
base.
in a league, especially this year, where it's put up or shut up, in a league where it's what have you done lately, not as a whole, I can vouch that I watched this fucking guy without gloves make 5 diving catches in the last 2 games. Let alone go like
So those are
6 for 8. in
So
the
those
last
are
2
routine
games.
catches for McKee and Jimmy, but Bryson gets extra points because he had to
No,
dive.
it
I've
doesn't
burnt
add points.
I've burnt Alex McKee myself.
It is a.
I've burnt Alex and Jimmy myself.
It is
They'll
nothing
never burn
more.
me.
Race them. Race them.
No,
Let's
they can run back.
As an
Speed
old
doesn't
man
win
that
kickball
dives
games.
unnecessarily, I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. So, like, that's just an outsider's perspective from my standpoint, with knowing that Kansas Tree Care has, for better or
It's
worse,
it's playoffs.
cruised
We've been having to listen to it
3
for
straight
months and
wins.
months and months now. It's finally
And
time.
Seeing
Let's see
Post
it.
House, having watched Bryson play, if we're talking about individual performances, he's made fucking 5 outstanding
Make
plays.
a sliding catch in the championship versus when you're up 27
That's
to 0.
true.
Like
That's
sell
true.
out for that like that.
I was just.
And
I
I
was,
totally agree
And if
with
he
that.
does it, I'll give him all the credit in the world. Bryson's my favorite player. I gotta say this. Bryson's my favorite player in all of
Cona's
KVK.
mom.
Favorite player. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's Cal, Phil, Wolverines fan.
I was just. I'm glad that Seth mentioned how often Jimmy and Alex McKee get on base, because I believe when I revved a post house game this year, Bryson was split kicking with someone. So I just
Resting up. He was
don't
resting.
know how that works on that.
Hey, he's
so.
honest.
I'm pretty sure I kicked the ball over the fence, or got it to one hop over the fence. Sorry, I'm
So
fat. My bad.
Now, from an outsider's perspective, knowing that Post House has 400 players, why is the hottest free agent in KVKL this year?
Because I texted
What-
Simon that I'm fat and cannot play. I cannot. We play these teams. I kicked 7 times. I kicked 6 times on Sunday, but I had an asthma attack, bro. I can't be doing that. I can't be running around the bases.
I think that's called COVID, dude.
I shit you not. I was walking to first base and their center fielder almost threw me out because I was walking. I can't do that shit, man. I can't. I'm fat.
And here's Bryce's BFF. Here's Jessica from Harbor Life.
Wait,
I'm kidding.
yo, I love
BFF's
that
really
face.
bold.
She said BFF. Hold on.
But I said it earlier. Like, they need to get to that game before they worry about us, is all I'm saying.
You're right. Jessica, you're 100% correct.
I second
You're damn
that.
correct. You are so right.
The best thing that happened to Post House in this postseason tournament is that they don't have to play Red Lion.
I agree.
That's true.
For
That's
2,
final.
top
The
to
worst
bottom.
thing that happened to Red Lion is that we don't get to play Post House.
Yeah. For 2, top to bottom, I just think our lineup's better. And so we'll see. I'm not trying to get too cocky. Post House is a very good team. I'm just saying, like, you look at the bottom of our lineup. I know Alex Hobbin tried to talk shit on us last year. The bottom of our lineup's not strong.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we are.
So
That's my tied for first favorite player in
love that
KBKL
Clay's
right
up
there.
here.
Before the panel derails itself, here's Clay to redirect to our bar.
No. Well, later for that.
What's up,
Look, there's some important things that are like missing in this discussion up here about the Harpies. Okay, so
Wait,
this
about
team,
the Harpies?
my wife has the good fortune of working with the matriarch of the Harpies, Stacey Alvers. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
and there are 2 other Alvers on that team. Okay, that's the kind of connection. That's the synergy that you can't
she's
teach.
not the matriarch. She's
You're
the
born with
babetriarch.
Babe, yeah.
She's the matriarch.
No.
Babetriarch.
You don't want to go that way.
Do I not?
That's some.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Pornhub
Maybe I'm
stuff.
misusing that word. I have no idea. Vocabulary is weird. Anyway, the point being, all right, my 3 favorite players in this team are Sarah Statham. Sorry, this league, I'm drinking. Okay, Sarah Statham.
I'm drinking.
Max Alvers, Grant Alvers. 3-way tie, okay? So all this catching. Look, we played the Harpies earlier this year. A lot of fucking kicking going on. A lot of kicking really fucking hard. So you can't catch what's over the fucking fence. Let's go!
What happened?
Clay, I hope you still know the difference between Jackson and Johnson. I think you still struggle with that.
Yeah.
Well, the Robinsons still struggle with that.
Not for nothing. Harpies and Arbor are on completely opposite sides of the bracket.
Yeah, we got
You know
12
what?
minutes.
By the way, the bracket we're forgetting about, guys,
All right, look.
is the Twain. Let's go to the Twain.
No. Let's get ourselves to the finals here. We're already here. Let's do
Yeah,
this thing.
we've made it, brother.
Yeah, we went to
There's
the finals
no
and
turning
we went to the
back.
finals in the plate and the boot. Let's get to the
We
finals
haven't got the Twain yet
in the
at
cup.
all.
That's fine. We're just gonna get to the cup
All
games.
that matters is that Poshwash is winning the boot.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
The Cougar Invitational.
No Cougar Invitational.
Let's
Stop
look,
it.
Let's look at the semis in the cup.
Oh, there
and
it
get to
is.
the champ games.
Semis in the cup. Fine. Semis in the cup. No, I got Kansas Tree Care and Harbor Lights. I'm boring. Well, I'm done, Mark.
I'm boring too.
Yep.
I'm not. I'm going with the one Cinderella of this year.
You're crazy.
I'm crazy.
It's not our
Kansas Tree
part.
Care versus the Harpies in the Cup final.
Whoa.
You're crazy. They're banged up. They're banged up.
but guess what?
Bryson,
Are
don't
you
leave yet.
crazy?
Hey, guess who's back?
Harpies are gonna
All
beat
of the
Post
Albers.
House and Harbor.
All
How
of the
healthy are they
Harpies.
going to be? Isn't
They're
it up
as
against
healthy as
these
you can
guys?
get.
Are you crazy, Sean?
So
Bro,
I
you
really-
can't make the
Someone's got to be the
I don't.
nut.
I don't.
you
have
cannot make the
to-
championship giving up 10 runs a game.
I don't
That's
have
not gonna
to bring
happen.
up the.
That's true.
All right,
Chef.
let's go through the panel. Let's go through the panel really quick on championship stuff. Unless it
Well,
was
I was just going to add that I don't have to bring up the fact that we hate fucked Harpies, but I was going to put Poshwash at ranked 35, so this makes sense why Sean would say that. That's,
Yeah.
And I'm going to go now because that's all I have
all right.
to say about that.
Let's run through everyone's championship
Either
real
way,
quick.
I still have love in my heart.
Well, we only
for
have 10
Koga.
minutes, so we gotta
Look,
do it.
I love Colin and I love Colin. Without Josh, I have to take Harbor.
Without
here.
Josh.
I
With
respect
Josh, the
it.
puncher's chain. Without Josh, puncher's
Yep.
chain is gone. For Post House. I'm sorry.
Sean, I just want to say to you, do you own your house? yes. Just do you rent?
So
do you
here's
rent
the
or do you
deal.
own? Just answer the
When
question.
you're divorced, you have to sell your house.
Okay, so you rent.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will. Hey,
Apartment league! It's awful.
Sean, I will pay your rent every month for every run the Harpies beat us by if that magical mythical world happens.
Oh my
That's
God!
But I'm gonna tell you this. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be on a massage table by the 6th inning getting ready for the Harbor
Here's
game.
the deal. This is like getting a
Bryson
field
will
versus
sell this
one
house
team in
today.
the NFL.
matriarch, a woman who is the head of a
God.
family of tribe. Look, I'm a wordsmith, bro. Don't come at me with vocabulary.
Okay, we
do
got-
not
we do
come
have
at
like
me
9 minutes.
with vocabulary.
You're looking at patriarch.
wrong.
What the hell's going on?
He's not wrong, but he's not right.
All right. Hey, all right. Does anybody have anybody other than Harbor Lights in the championship game on the Cup side?
Nope.
I have
For-
Post House.
I was gonna say for all the shit that I talked, I got Post House also.
All right. Hey, closer than I thought.
That's
So
because
it's, 3-2.
Holman's always going to hate on us.
Yeah.
No, I really do like you guys. I just think that this is one of those weird situations. I really think that this is one of those weird situations where it's just going to be one kick.
No Josh.
It was that game. It was
No
that game.
Josh.
It was that KTC versus Post House game that I watched where Kenny literally threw out 2 people at home plate from like second base. Otherwise, Post House would have beat KTC. That was the game that I'm basing all this on. I know.
With 2 guys that have never played before. One guy at catcher.
And Post House had 0 people of color on the team. So
They didn't have their
thank
first
you.
baseman.
We didn't have any of the black people. We were missing all of our black people.
I'm just saying that
Diverse
game,
league.
That's a problem.
Diversity.
that game was incredibly impressive to me from what I saw Post House do kicking wise. I know I've watched Muddy. What are you guys' name? Harbor kick
Lights.
a
My
million
gosh.
times. You guys are really
Harbor
good at
by
it.
larger, not
It's just
Muddy by 20.
it's a coin flip thing to me, and it could be 15-6. Like it could be over, but.
Honestly, I think you guys. So one of you guys said it. Like, I think Jess said it that some teams match up better against other teams. Sometimes it is a rock paper scissors matchup. I'm not saying that they're the rock to your scissors. I'm just saying that they might actually be able to stretch the outfield a little bit enough to drop things underneath.
Our
you guys.
4-person outfield, good luck. Also, just check the score sheet at the end for the bottom of the lineup, how they do.
They're not the rock to your scissors, but they might be the cock to your block.
So just throwing this out there, like I definitely love taking the upsets, but I mean, realistically, I have KTC versus Harbor. So
Yeah.
just so that's
Kansas
out
Tree
there.
No, it's
Care.
fine. It's
Even
fine.
you're saying KTC.
Hey,
I
look,
know.
it's-
I said
it's not
Kansas
a
Tree
foregone
Care.
conclusion. It's 3-2 on the
mean,
panel. That's
it's
fine.
It's
I
not.
I respect it.
I want to take an outlier because I think it'd be fun, but realistically, this year is trending towards the 1 and 2 team being in the final.
For me, they both have the talent, but one team has everybody playing the position they're supposed to play the entire year. One team has had to replace somebody the past few weeks and has to try to figure it out. Maybe it works out.
One team's also played 11 players all year.
Right. I'm betting on the team that has had the exact same roster and people in the exact same positions the entire year if it's a 50
Over under
shot.
0.5 COVID forfeits.
Oh, please don't do that.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on.
Neither one of these teams is going to count.
No, just in the whole tournament. In the whole
Because
tournament.
It'll
In the
probably
whole
hit the
tournament.
over. And
Over.
It'll be one
Over.
team.
Over 0.5,
It'll be
yeah.
one team that wants to be the new cowards of the league to take a forfeit
Matadors.
All right.
to try and better their position.
Here, let Bryce.
My last
word
take is
here.
I'm fairly certain that if you look where everybody on Harbor Lights was playing week 1, it ain't where they're playing right now. Because last time I checked, Eli was too trash at third base to get it done. So
Oh my word.
right,
That's why
let's
he's
go.
my favorite player.
my
That's why he's my
word.
favorite player right there.
Do we have a last bracket question?
Hey, buddy.
All right, we got to do the
We have
twain.
two.
We got to do the twain.
We have two.
That happens.
No, we need to do the number 2 discussion question.
Fine.
Dude, we have 6
I
minutes.
have got-
we don't
We have
time.
6 minutes. We got to do the twain.
Yeah, if we do a discussion question, we're not finishing. Honestly, the mixers are going to cut off.
Yeah.
We need to plow through.
Rapido.
We can have that
rapido.
discussion question on Facebook.
It just has to be number 2.
Yep.
Fine.
And I actually think we need to push through Twain to the final. So,
Yeah.
yep.
What?
I've got JWE over Jazz. I've
get to
got
a second.
Free State over Asteroid Head.
Woo.
I've got Lawrence Shirt Factory over Triple X. I've got Brutang over D-Holes. Alex. I've got Lawrence Shirt Factory over Brutang. I've got Free State over JWE. And then I've got
Wow.
Shirt Factory over Free State for the Twain total.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hey, man, you're in the Twain game. That's fun.
That's fun.
Someone else.
I might be reffing that one.
I'll yell at you.
Who wants to go next? I got to catch up.
Yeah, I've got Jazz versus JWE with JWE winning. Free State over Johnny's. Shirt Factory over Triple X. D-Holes over Brutang. Then I've got JWE over Free State. D-Holes over Shirt Factory. Hopefully, finally, this fucking time.
Never happened.
And whoever gets to 10 first for JWE versus Holes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But you got to say who you pick.
I'm picking us.
Okay. Word. I'll go next. I got JWE over Jazz House, Free State over Johnny's, Triple X over the Bald Beavers, D-Holes over Brutang Clan, JWE and Free State. I got Free State winning, Triple X versus D-Holes. D-Holes and Free State beating D-Holes in the most satisfying Twain victory of all time.
Yeah, all right.
I'll take that.
That's 3 picks and 3 different results.
Okay, so I'm going to go with JWE over Jazz House. I'm going to go with Free State over Johnny's.
Wow, I don't like this at all.
Well, I like it.
Everybody's picking Free State.
I've got Asteroid right there.
I got Shirt Factory over Triple X OXO. I got D Holder Brutang Gang. And
No respect for Brutang.
None.
What the fuck is going on here?
Their schedule is poor as shit. No. Yeah, their schedule is cupcakes.
They beat Johnny's.
Yeah, they already beat them.
Cupcake. You like cupcakes? Go in and scarf the one down. It's cupcake schedule. Stop it. I can't bake. Sorry, I can't. So I got Free State. I got Free State. What's that say? Free State and Johnny. I got Free State there in the finals. I got Shirt Factory D-Holes. I got Shirt Factory. Sorry, Alex. So there.
All right, that's 2 for Shirt Factory.
Who won? Shirt Factory won?
Shirt Factory over D-Holes.
Okay.
So, Jay Wilson over Jazz, Free State over Head,
Woo!
Shirt Factory over Triple X, Born Stash. Sorry guys, preseason rankings matter. Holes over
BTG.
No, I've got Holes winning
Over BTG.
Over
Yes.
Triple X? Oh.
I've got Shirt Factory over Holes, Free State over JWE, and Shirt Factory over Free State.
Almost the exact same.
Way
Sean
too
and I
much
are on the
love.
same fucking page.
Way too much.
Hey, yeah, Northeast Power, buddy.
A lot of
That's
We're
right.
gonna pick this shit right.
That's where Hosmer makes his home. That's
right.
Boston.
All right, so
Suck it, Kansas City.
While we're on this side of the thing, why don't we do the boot? Yeah.
boot final.
All that matters is Posh Wash.
You gotta be last.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It's
what
about
anyone
ratings.
else
You know about
says.
media, Bryson? It's about ratings. It's got to be. You got to be last.
I'll go. I've got Fees over Empires, Scoonies over Rockets, and Scoonies over Fees. So I got Scoonies with the boot. The Cougar boot.
I got Posh Wash
There's
and
no such thing as the Cougar boot. Stop it.
Posh Wash versus Rockets in the championship. I got Posh Wash winning it.
That'd be fun.
I got Fees over Empire. I got Scoonies over Rockets. I got Late Fees, like I said. Finally get their first boot final. Not the Cougar Cup or Invitational. It's just the boot final, okay?
The Cougar Cup.
No!
Posh over Empire. Scoonies over Rockets. And in the Civil War, the correct spelling catches yet another dub. Sean over Sean. Posh Wash over Scoonies.
There you go.
Eat shit. SEAN.
So that goes to Jolly, Donnelly, and Wilson.
All right, we got 1 minute. We got 1 minute. Let's go.
No.
Yes.
I don't want to be facetious here. Sean Jolly catches a total
Even though it's
get out of
wrong
jail free.
spelling.
He's a good guy.
Hey,
The
Sean,
rest
Sean,
of them
spelling.
don't know how to fucking
Show me one of
spell.
your 2 watches and tell me what time it is.
Yeah, we got,
Which
we got 1
one?
minute.
Empire.
Coast time, or do you want Central
Rockets over
Standard
Scoonies.
Time?
Fees over Rockets.
You got Fees too. All right. So we go to the plate. What we got in the plate, guys? In the final.
I have
Corksuckers.
Johnny's coasting through the plate.
Oh man.
I have red legs over corksuckers.
I've never been right picking Corksuckers, but Corksuckers.
Wait, you have Red Legs winning the? You have Ball Beavers over Red Legs?
Yeah.
I must have fucking passed.
I had to pick one upset.
Yeah.
All you
No.
motherfucking chalk.
What?
Everybody
Red
picks
legs.
chalk. You guys are
Yeah.
so boring. You got to pick one.
Okay,
You got to pick one.
The space again, Seth.
This is what.
Arbor's not playing.
This
Shut
is
up.
exactly why I love you, Seth.
And this is why I lose $20 every year on this because
You do the same face
I
every
lose
year.
all these points, but it's
No, it's
Same
fine.
face.
Yeah.
It's-
Loser gets porked by Cougar, so it's not no small loss. It's fine.
Yeah, plate final. I've got the Naughty Cougars beating Home Loans.
Yeah, that'd be a really fun game.
I think out of the finals, outside of us fucking mollywomping whoever we play for the boot final.
Yeah, Cougar, you don't play Home Loans, did you?
i.e. Sean, who doesn't spell right. This is going to be the best final game on Championship Sunday.
You already picked the boot final. There's Ben.
Yeah, I have Johnny's over 23rd Street.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So KBC over home loans. You know what? Because it's Cougar, because I'm a bastard.
That would be a great
home
fucking
loans over
matchup.
KBC. All right.
Whoa! Going for the reverse curse,
All right,
Cougar.
There's no curse. There's no such thing as a curse. Shut up.
Hey,
There's no such
you're
thing as
right.
curse.
If that happens, I want to
Cougar,
rep it.
Can we steamroll through the second question that you had? That's the only one that I really want.
We have to answer who's going to win before the feed cuts off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to be on the tape. Yeah.
So we going? Are we going to the Cup final?
Cup final.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Fine.
Kansas Tree Care.
Fine.
Over whom?
Over the Harpies.
You're crazy. Because someone examined Meredith for whatever deformity he has in his brain. Can somebody examine him?
I have to go just pick up random shit.
Yeah, I'll go
Harpies.
second. I can't wait for Harbor Lights to try to get away from that trap bunt game, only to kick into the teeth of the first base side defense for KTC. I've got KTC.
Kansas Tree Care.
By
Kansas
one.
Tree
again.
Care.
Kansas
Stop
Tree Care
saying
by one.
KTC.
You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm wasted. I can abbreviate it if I want.
You're the board member. You're supposed to be above this, there, Ben.
There's no such thing as reproach here, Cougar.
Oh,
Keep going.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
Kansas Tree Care gets their 29th
I'm going
win
last.
in a row.
You know, Steph, you go next.
2-9.
I'm going last.
I've got Kansas Street Care versus Post House, and I'm just going to pick Post House.
Ooh, I like that.
You're going post house.
The Bryson.
Former
Seth picks the
Former member
Bryson.
CJ to 505.
One of my favorite championship games ever was
Ever.
Wildman
Yeah.
winning, and
Yeah.
and everybody fucking wanted them to lose, and they still pulled it out, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Wildman, that was fantastic."
In 11 innings over
Yeah.
KTC in one of the greatest kickball
Greatest
games ever.
championship game
Yeah.
of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
By far. Alex, you're up.
I mean, I put them in the finals for Tree Care versus Post House. I put them in the finals
Kansas
for a
Tree Care.
reason. Yeah. I think that they can actually stretch the field and do it. Got Post House.
Wow. Two post
Post house.
Two
Two
Post House.
Bryson picks.
I think
Bryson picks.
Arbar
With
just
no
recruited
Josh.
Bryson.
Arbar.
No Josh.
Arbar's looking to make
You
it
do
to the
realize
fours
Josh-
next
Hey,
year.
Seth, Alex, you do realize Seth is not walking through that door.
No, let Boggs have his
CJ.
say.
Yeah.
What, Christian?
What?
Just so people know about their brackets, I just texted Dan and confirmed with Dave
Dan Mauga.
that the Woost will be batting 10 in their first playoff games.
That is actually good info. That is good
And I
info.
guarantee Dan Magwell and Christian Boggs, 9 innings of defense.
So wait a minute.
Too
If we
late
did
for
it.
us to reevaluate our.
Woos is
Figure that out.
Woos is
Figure
kicking
that
10.
out.
That's the least in like 5 years.
Pretty much. Or ever.
Ever.
5 years, ever.
From what I've seen with my own eyes, KTC should be very scared of Post
Kansas
House
Tree
and
Kansas
Harbor.
Tree Care. Stop saying KTC.
Boggs, why the fuck would you do this to us?
Swing away, KTC.
It's not
Kansas
KTC.
Tree
Just
Care.
walk away, Christian. It's Kansas Tree Care. Walk away. Get out of here. Get out of here.
We are literally up
All right,
against it.
My
You guys
pick,
got to pick.
I'm last, okay?
Cougar, you
Here's
gotta
the thing,
pick a winner.
real quickly. Kansas Tree Care, shut up, Christian. There's 3 other attempts that Kansas Tree Care has tried to defend their title, and no one else done but Shirt Factory. Guess what? Kansas Tree Care, it's not happening. Harbor Lights, you get the title.
Cougar has said his piece.
Somehow Cougar passively sucked Lawrence Shirt Factory's dick by doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just stating facts. I'm just stating facts, okay?
you never forget your first love.
I came up here to
You
say.
know how hard it is to defend the title. You know this, Cal. It's so hard to defend the title. It's so hard.
I came up here to say I wish I loved anything as much as Hammond loves Kansas Tree Care, and I didn't get to say that, and now I don't even get to say that I wish I loved anything as much as Cougar loves. Thank you, Cougar. That's all I have to say. You're right. No one is as good as Shirt
And if you lose,
Shirt
do not
Factory
go Cougar. Do not play the
2016.
Cougar's card. Do not play the card. Jessica, you better not play the Cougar's card. Don't do
I
it.
love you, Cougar.
Don't do
Thank
it.
you.
We will
Don't
break
play the-
it for
Huh?
you. We will break it for you.
There's no curse, okay? Stop it. There's no break.
Here's my take.
What?
The 2 or the 3 will win the title regardless. I think we have been the better teams this season. I think only beating Corksuckers 4-2 is the most embarrassing result I've seen from a number 1 seed
Bryson,
in my 5 years.
now is the time, buddy.
And my
we can
take
wait,
is
we can wait till next week when you guys are on the podcast,
the 2
or
and
we
3
can make a bet now.
The 2 and 3
Podcast cage
catch
match.
it. I'm gonna tell you like this: unless I can find a translate and Duolingo downloads only beating Corksuckers 4-2, I won't understand a single word Kenny says because he went 0-4 against those bums because he's a bum.
Oh my gosh.
All I have to say is the only thing harder than beating KTC is
Kansas Tree Care.
Cougar talking about
Kansas
Happy
Tree
Shirt.
Yeah.
Lawrence Shirt Factory. Why can't everyone get the names straight, guys? Not that hard.
Shirt.
Lawrence Shirt Factory. Why is
No,
everyone
it
so
just
bad?
says shirt.
Yeah, no, but we're talking about historical records here.
Okay, so let's run through it really fast. Just name your champion real quick. Ben.
KTC.
Sean.
Kansas Tree Care.
I'm going Kansas Tree Care.
Well, he said
So you already named Kansas Tree Care.
I said Harbor Lights.
Yeah, he picked Harbor
Well, you just
Lights.
said
He
Kansas
can't
Tree
go
Care when I
back.
said name your champion.
You can't say
Okay,
Kansas Tree Care's
2
name right.
KTC, 1 Harbor Lights.
No,
Who you got?
Post House.
Oh,
Post House.
shit, I thought it was
You
going to be
want
different
Post
picking
House?
Post House. All right.
So
All
I'm
right.
the only one that Harbor
So,
Lights. There
2
we go.
Kansas Tree Care, 2 Harbor Lights,
One
one Post.
One Harbor
No,
Lights.
1 Harbor Lights, 2 Post House.
And you're picking 23rd Street?
Seth and Alex, I totally
I'm
respect your
sorry, Free
decision.
State?
And I feel like Post
Red
House
Legs.
has the talent
Red
to win
Legs.
this thing, but I don't want to live in a world where Bryson has the championship.
Are you serious? This offseason would be so fun.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be so much chaos.
I feel like if you win,
think
you're
half
going to
of you just
retire.
break
And then we
the
won't
way.
If I win, I'm going to late fees, man. And I will take the late fees to like the 20 range.
Go
So
Empire.
wait a minute.
Go
So wait a
Empire.
minute.
Go
So,
Empire.
so
No.
if you win
I can do a
the
lot of
title
things
this
I can't
year-
make in
Empire.
Empire
Go
kickball
Empire.
games, man.
So Bryson, if you win the title this year, you will play for
I'm
Empire.
going to Liberty Hall late
Empire.
fees.
Liberty Hall.
Wait,
late
hold on,
fees?
hold on. Who's the captain of late fees?
Neff,
We're
my
playing
boy.
late fees.
And
Neff.
he'll put you on the team.
Yes.
Fuck them.
Like, when we played them,
Guaranteed.
when we played them 3 weeks ago, I literally was in their dugout and I was like, and they're like, yes, like you guys gonna beat our ass. And I was like, after I beat your guys' ass and win the title this year, I'm coming through, and we're gonna win a game or two. That's all I know.
I played you on drop stoppers last year.
Yeah.
You didn't elevate
You see,
them.
the thing is,
You didn't elevate
you see, the key is I've learned my lesson. Do not push people off first base. And unlike other people who haven't learned their lesson when they got suspended, I have grown from it, and I am not going to do it again. I would say, however, like I said, late fees, man, we're just going to go have fun. The thing is, the problem was the drop stoppers were good enough to make me think we could win. The late
If you're
fees,
in the
all they do
championship,
is
I'm
lose.
showing up to the championship game with a free Bryson sign. That's it. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. I love
Dissolve the
that.
board, free Bryson.
Dissolve
I
the
can't-
board, free Bryson. That's it.
I can't wait for you to push Colin off first base and to get banned again.
I might push Marcus, man. Cause some drama in the middle of the game.
No, just push him like he's your brother, and it's all good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you end up winning, I fully expect like Ovechkin level of
Drunk for
trophy
6
pictures.
months. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you this, man.
So he's gonna sleep with the trophy.
I go to
Sleep with the trophy.
I go to bed every night, like mentally picturing like winning my KVKL, man. And but after I get past the tears, man,
If you
Seth, you getting a shout out, bro.
If you flame out, who are you blaming?
Me. It's my fault.
No,
Name-
in all
no,
honesty,
name names.
In all honesty, if it's close, I'll just blame Josh's knee. But if it's not close, I'll blame myself, man.
Bryson.
What?
Bryson, man, just to give you something to play for, if you guys win the shit this year, I will make a personalized trophy just for you.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
I appreciate
and let me
I'll tell you.
You can
something.
give it to your team,
The
but
first person to touch
It's gonna
that
be like the
trophy
Heisman,
is going to be
basically.
Nick Lerner's balls.
That's fine, and I'll drink a beer straight from it afterwards. I'll say, man, I really do think that this is our year. I think.
Boggs,
Okay.
we don't need to hear about you from breaking trophies, okay?
If I'll say this, I promise you this.
There's already historical references there.
Yeah, you're treading on
Yeah.
unwanted territory there.
Yeah.
I think we have been the team that has played the best all year.
Post
And I
House
think-
is a great regular season team. Always has
Yeah.
been.
Okay.
No
Again,
Josh.
For
No
margin
Josh.
of
don't they
victory,
have?
No
yes.
Josh.
Is Colin Keaty bad at kickball? Like I don't like. Can
No,
he
man,
not play
you're
third
just
base?
the bizarre red lion. You played great during the regular season.
Cougar, do you not
And
think
then
Colin
playoffs.
Keaty can play third base? I'm confused.
So wait, all you got to do is kick it at him, right?
All right, we
Josh
wrapping,
not walking that door.
Good
we
luck.
wrapping this up? What are we doing?
Yeah, we should be.
gotta.
All right. You know what? I
Thank you,
everyone
everybody.
on the
Thank
panel.
you,
We got-
Jess.
we got
Thank
real
you,
quick.
Bryson. Thank you,
We got-
Boggs.
We got Seth Bizarre
Thank you, Cal.
Sanchez. We got Alex,
Is that John over
Trace
there?
Higgins-Paulman. We got
That's AJ. Hey,
Benny
buddy.
the Jets Hutnick. CAD podcast, about to get his rent paid for a whole year by Bryson. That's Sean, Bill Walton Meredith, and I'm Jason Cougar, Charles Barkley Wong with Baby Shark. You know what? Thanks for all doing it. Good luck with the playoffs. Stay healthy and yeah, exactly.
See you in
Thank you,
20
Lawrence Shirt Factory, for sponsoring.
See you in 2023.
Before we close it out, Cougar, who's your top four EPL?
Not Man United. Not Man United. Not Man United.
Top four is
Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal.
Arsenal.
I'm out.
Tottenham.
Chelsea.
Arsenal.
Seth and Alex are like, fuck
Sorry,
this.
CJ, but
Fuck
Arsenal.
this.
Liverpool.
Liverpool, Arsenal.
Hey, all I know is Erling Haaland. That dude looks like fucking.
It's gonna be.
That's one game.
He looks like the dude from Ghostbusters 2.
We're about 50 seconds away, roughly.
I'll just play the damn song.
Yeah.
Hit my music,
I'm not
Cougar.
sure if it's your stress song or,
Oh,
if it keeps
if I
going,
could
so-
travel back in time and replay one game,
Right.
it'd probably be this year's game of the week. That way, Assets could have their full team, and we could beat them by 20. Boom.
What's that?
I'm out, Marisa.
What's that? What? Sure. Of course. He's done well for England. He's done well for England. What? I'm going red line. I'm going. I'll be there. I'm off tonight. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for Chris. Sorry I wasn't thinking earlier.
Posh Wash is winning the Cougar Cup. Book it for the boot, Ben. Kansas Street there. I know you're on Posh Wash for the boot title. We're winning that Cougar Cup.
I wanna ref Posh for the boot title. I wanna ref Johnny's for the plate title.
Oh, Alex, do I have yours?
And I wanna ref Lawrence Shirt Factory for the twin title.
brackets?
Yeah. Then I wanna ref KTC.
I need your bracket,
for the-
guys.
the
I
champ
need your
title.
brackets. Oh, I don't have Seth.
Kansas Street
I don't have
care.
Seth's bracket.
Do you think you can follow my arrows, or should I redo this?
Just redo it. Oh my god, I cannot follow your arrows. I'm like, what the heck?
We're gonna play our split gears in one inning.
Thanks again to
Yeah?
Lawrence Shirt Factory. Cougar, you are a sexy bitch.
Oh my gosh. Hey, another somewhat successful Cougar After Dark podcast. 2 wagers. Sean's about to get his rent paid for a whole year. Like Bryson.